Comrades, today is July 22nd, 2026, and the current time is 1918. Comrades, please be aware that though the air is no longer on fire, comrades are still expected to take proper precaution in case of fire incursions from the mythical realm of Canada, which is a very real place and not at all a fabrication by the Great Moose Conspiracy. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Whoa. Is this working? Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, there we go. Whoa, Fire Emblem. The thing that we were supposed to do last week, but I could not bring myself to go live. So I apologize about that for those who were expecting Fire Emblem last week, but hopefully we'll be good to go for this week and we can enjoy our magical adventures through the realm of whatever abominable land that we are entering today with this nonsense of a game. Fun times, I'm sure, to be had for all of us, right? I like Fire Emblem. I think a lot of people here enjoy some Fire Emblem, so we're gonna be definitely enjoying a bit of Fire Embleming today. Anyways, how are all of you doing, comrades? Hello, Zeoposer and Grimo and Drunken Wayfarer, X-Photo, Akabi, Ray. Congrats to Ray for being first. Also, Dark Feet could, I think it's a Drunken Wayfarer. I know Checkball's here, who's apparently dying of heat and Goldenrod as well. Yes, so I did not expect that to already be on screen, but the final character for this abominable run is Sonic the Hedgehog, who is replacing Samson and will be appearing later on in the run. I don't think this chapter, but next chapter. This character will appear. I was in the middle of kind of plugging them in. I didn't get a chance to finish it because I was a little busy with things, and so I didn't get a chance to finish plopping them in. But they're mostly in. I think the only thing is I was gonna let's just all quickly get through this so we can be done with this, and then we can just play the game. So basically my decision making was I was looking at the characters that were provided, and I realized we don't actually have that many armor units, and so Sonic is the only like the armor unit. I didn't want to do a monster unit with the Mage Dragon. The Sage was very tempting with Checkball, but we already have a lot of casters, and the Swordmaster, we already have a lot of like crit-centric characters, so I was like, okay, let's pick the one that's like an armor unit, and I was like, this one seems the most interesting, and so that's why I opted to go with Sonic the Hedgehog. So it was kind of a toss-up, though. I will say, when I was picking the characters, I was really debating if I wanted it to be if I just wanted to say, screw it, let's put the Mage Dragon in as like a funny final critter for you to have on your team, but I decided that was not something I wanted to go with, and so I opted for, let's go with Sonic the Hedgehog. And yes, it is a meme build, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm quickly plugging in the rest of the stats because, again, I didn't get a chance to do this until literally just now. I know I say like, hey, you know, I just gotta have time to do these things, but let's just say, I'm not gonna lie, doing this run has been a little draining on me, and so I know there's people who want another PME at some point, but it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, you're gonna need to let me like breathe for a bit, you know what I mean, before we do another one of these things, because it is draining to be doing like, basically, because I'm the one who does everything for this, and that because of that it becomes like such a huge nightmare and a bit of a hassle to try to get everything done. And I'm not saying that to be mean or anything, I'm just saying that because that's like straight up truth, right? Because if I'm the only one, like, yeah, everyone submits the characters, but I'm the one who has to, you know, plug them in, and it becomes it becomes a little tiring at times. And I think that was kind of the reason why I wanted to like take a break from doing Fire Emblem from last week, because I know there's like a lot of expectations kind of riding on this run, which is kind of insane. Even though it's just like a very silly meme run, you know, I still want to at least make it a fun experience for everyone, and that's why, you know, that's why it felt like it was getting to be a lot. But I'm a lot better this week than I was last week, so that's why we're at least doing this and trying to get this, you know, done. We're almost done. I think we're on, what, chapter 15, so probably like 3 or 4 more streams, and then we're basically done with the run, and we can call it a day, and we can put this run to rest and never think about it ever again. Real quick, I think the last thing I forgot is that Sonic the Hedgehog technically is a... I need to adjust them in the unit placer, which is... Let's see, this character, I believe, gets recruited in chapter... I want to say... We're on chapter 16, so it'd be chapter 17. Samson joins you, but he's going to be not a Wyvern Lord, a General. And we'll just pick this one. And the General, instead of a silver sword, will have a silver axe. And instead of a light brand, we'll have a... I guess a Tomahawk is probably good enough. Or no. What's the other one? Tomahawk stats aren't adjusted, so... Let's see. It's got to be unbreakable, right? I guess a hand axe is fine. I will write that to the ROM, and that should be good to go. Okay, let's actually start the... Let's actually continue our magical adventure, because we did stop in the middle of a... chapter, so we'll, Jeez, I forgot how loud this stupid thing is. Oh, I forgot to turn on my controller, too. That might be a problem in it. Anyways, hello, Ziryu. How are you doing as well? Add Knuckles and Tails to Referk. Yeah, unfortunately, no one submitted a Knuckles and Tails character, so we're not doing anything of that sort. Where is the music tab? I'm pretty sure I have it on, like, a random web browser page. Okay. But anyways, yeah, we're back at Fire Emblem. Like I said, I like Fire Emblem. I know we reboot the game, but I don't get to play it too often. And I think if we were to do another run, it's gonna be a while before we do another one. Like I said, this is some draining stuff, I tell you what. Why no nuclear tipped ICBM unit? Maybe the classic R7? Because that's not a thing that we can do in Fire Emblem. Unless you know how to summon an ICBM in Fire Emblem, I would really like to know. Oh, because you were doing that school thing, right? How did that go overall? Hopefully you're at least going to be able to recover. Anyways, welcome to the map. We were like one turn into the mission, and the goal is we got to kill the boss. Now, it doesn't say if it's bosses or boss, but there's at least 3 bosses, and one of them is a very, very scary man who's all the way over here, and his name is Ubel, and his crazy weapon, the Holy Shaft, which is going to be very difficult for us to acquire. Other than that, our team today is Pavel, Zoingo, Zia, Ray, Simon, Darcy, Ivy, Logger, Milky, Tiltiu, Vermeil, Lucina, Tabitha, Lear, and Analea. And that's basically our comp for this. Ignore the fact that portraits are still cutting out because I don't know how to fix it. At this point, I give up. I give up trying to fix half the things in this. Like, if it just breaks, it's just broken. I'm not gonna bother fixing it. So we'll see if we can rip through this. I think last time we actually had to restart once because some of this map is actually really hard. There's a mod for it. There's a mod for everything. Just like how in RimWorld there's a mod for everything. If you can dream it, someone has probably made whatever you can imagine into a mod, even if you don't want it to be a mod. Right? It's like how RimWorld players are just like absolutely deranged individuals who just try to break the game into their own image because they think it's haha funny. I like RimWorld, but boy, RimWorld players can be a little unhinged, especially once you start talking about like, ah, yes, we gotta talk about that forbidden mod. Yes, there are in fact not safe for work mods for RimWorld. There's... Some people use it because it supposedly makes the more intimate relationship building part of RimWorld a lot more interesting. But it is it is a spicy mod, so you know, kind of keep that in mind before you know, play anything like that. Yeah, it does exist, but is it something you really want to be playing? Trust me, a mod exists for everything in video games. Okay, I think someone actually uploaded like a version of it to the Steam Workshop, but they just replaced it all with something called hand-holding, which is really funny, but at the same time, it's a little unhinged too. It's like, okay, so we're just gonna, you know, walk around it by not calling it what it actually is, right? And that was essentially planned by a lot of people. It's like, yeah, we don't want to call it what it is, we'll just pretend and just call it something else. So, you know, it featured things like hand-holding and aggressive hand-holding, which are very much euphemisms of things that I don't need to explain any further, but you get the idea, right? I don't play with the Forbidden mod, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of mods for everything. I've heard Palworld's community has also developed some unhinged materials for that game. Oh my gosh, the opposer's actually landing crits now. So it's very cursed. And again, people are free to do what they want, but you know, just because you're free to do what you want doesn't necessarily mean you should do what you want. To the point where I'll be like, yeah, that's a little cursed, buddy. Just use it for slavery. I mean, Power Roll is just a very interesting game in general. Me and Ray have been playing a lot of Power Roll recently, and it's been a lot of fun. So, shoot. Don't worry, you might crit more. Just believe in yourself. I think Simon was like bound to die if we had him fight this 38 versus... oh wait, Simon can't get crit. That's right, I can just do this. Yeah, it's kind of good when you can't get crit, right? Power World Stream 1. I don't think I'm going to do a Power World stream. It's not really on the cards, but I mean, I guess if people really want a Power World stream, I could. But it's not really something that's on my list of things that I'm super interested in doing at the current moment. Partly because it's like... Power World, again, I don't really want to stream open world survival crafters. It's not really a genre I vibe with that much, except for maybe the occasional bit of Zomboid. Because I like Zomboid, and I think Zomboid at least something everyone can kind of understand. Power World is just very crazy. I did not realize how insane the fights in Power World were getting. Ray told me to log on, and I'm like, okay. And then I got on, and then we were fighting like some Eldritch abomination. I'm like, what do you mean there's Eldritch creatures I have to kill in this stupid game? And I was like, well, I guess this is what's happening now. We should probably split the team up, but I also don't want to split the party up. It's just easier and safer if I don't. So I guess we won't for now. Let me drink my water. You hate that there's barely any good servers in Zomboid, but it's mostly PvP or RP, and that sucks. I mean, that's what people want, though. See, the thing is, people for Zomboid, like, all they really want to do, like, unless you're joining private Zomboid communities, like on Discord or whatever, or through like a streamer community, everyone wants to essentially pretend they're living in The Walking Dead. And that's essentially why all the servers are like PvP or RP and all that stuff. It's the same way with, like, with Rust too, because like everyone wants to be like, oh, you know, it's a survival game and we can raid bases, and I'm like, who cares? I feel like those types of games that'll just stress me out more than I'd actually have fun playing, and so that's why I don't play any of those games. I'm a very particular individual with the titles that I play, and again, a lot of it is just whatever nonsense I feel like, or MMOs. I have to log into 14 like once a week just to remember, like, hey, don't lose your house, buddy. You want to keep your house, right? Yes, I do. Oh my gosh. Speaking of MMOs, I don't know if anyone plays World of Warcraft, but I saw the other day that apparently there's like, I don't know what it is, but there's something in World of Warcraft called like mythic servers or something, where players are competing to be at the top of the leaderboard. And one of the main things about it that I heard about recently was that there was a GM, you know, who was skewing the game in a streamer's favor, essentially by going in and death touching some of these mobs or something like that, and then it's causing a huge hubbub because of well, they're basically doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. Why is her crit rate so low? Oh wait, it's based on skill, right? It's not crit based. All right, do we think Milky Blades can get the assassination? Let's find out. Yep, there it is. Yeah, this is 4 damage, 0% crit rate, insta murder with lethality. Why did she have her own music? Did Milky Blade always have her own custom music? That's so weird. Hello, Hayashi, how are you doing, Gumred? We really gotta start spreading some of this EXP around too, which is getting a little insane. Simon can kill this, no problem. Waiting to be top Blizzard Chud? It's not even being a Blizzard Chud. So my understanding is that a company like Blizzard is super anal about essentially providing ill-gotten gains for content, for anyone, right? So like if you're playing the game, right, and a GM, let's say you're a GM and you like help another player illegally, right, against their code of conduct, you will just get like, you'll get taken out back and just executed, and it's really funny. Yeah. Hello, Kahila. How are we? Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I'm able to do Fire Emblem today and not feel bad about it. Steve is special. I figured as much. The problem is I may have put Lear in a really bad spot, and It's a little questionable. I need to find a way to get him out of there. The problem is I don't actually want to put Havel here either, because this stupid Fenrir tome, and this one's also got a Fenrir tome, and they're basically gonna just murder Lear. I don't think Lear can survive this unless he's just really good at dodging. He's not that good at dodging. So we may need to find a way to... We may have to Tarvo... Oh gosh, let's see. Tarvos carries... No, his A's really bad. Havel also can't really fight this off either. Because despite having Spectrum stance, Havel's resistance is still really bad. So I need to find a way to, I guess, finagle this so that we can get... So that we can get him out of there. Because surprisingly, we have a lot of ways to handle defense. We don't actually have a lot of ways to deal with magic. I think the solution, unironically, is you park Ivy around here. Hold on. I think the solution is you park Ivy. Because Ivy can tank things, surprisingly. I don't know if she can tank all of this, but she can tank a decent amount of it. And if we can just find a way to kill this other one, and then we can reposition Taxi around, this might be fine. I don't know if I have a rescue staff is the problem. Logger, please. Thank you. So yeah, I don't know. It's very... Hello? Okay, I lost connection for like a little bit. Hello, I'm back. Okay, let's see here. I think if we just reposition spam, we could probably be okay. Just trying to figure out who I want to be the reposition mover. Because we can't actually rescue Logger, and I don't think Logger can survive a bunch of magical attacks coming his way. Despite how tanky Logger is, he's not that tanky. I think the solution is we have to do this. That pulls you out, and then I can have Zoingo come in, rescue, pull out this way, and then let's see. Does that keep Logger safe? Okay, then I just have to move Lear out of the way. I need to keep him out of range of the casters, which is a problem. Tiltiu might be able to do this, but this is a little risky. I think Lucina can move. Yes. Okay, this is like the jankiest way I've ever had to do this. Stream buffering. Okay, sorry about that. I do recommend refreshing the stream. I don't know what's going on. My internet might be going kaputty. So, hopefully that'll be fine. I think this is fine. Again, this is gonna be like what? Again, this is supposed to be one of the harder maps, so we're gonna do our best to survive. And hopefully nothing bad happens in our run. But anyways, yeah, so it's my understanding is that a company like Blizzard has like incredibly strict code of conduct rules for, you know, if you're gonna be a GM, you better not be, you know, giving your friends and pals ill-gotten gains, because apparently they'll just straight up ban you forever and they'll fire you immediately. Like, no questions asked, you're just gone. And honestly, I think that's probably the best policy that you could have. What does Bless do? Oh, is this the take a second action button? Oh, it is. Okay, she just uses her staff. She gives one go. Yes, perfect. Okay. Okay, let's pass a turn and see if this is gonna work, because this I am fearful of this chapter. This chapter is probably gonna be the nastiest one we've ever had to deal with. So, but anyways, how well have you been otherwise? Hopefully you all had a good week so far. It's kind of nice to do Fire Emblem, and now that we have all the characters in, I don't have to go freak out about adding more characters. I keep forgetting to fix the bishop animations, by the way. What's with the shadow? It's a monster. Basically, the lore is that the enemy faction, the Creoltians, are summoning shadow monsters, and we have to fight them off, and that's literally the only reason why we're fighting shadow beings. Shadow beans. You passed your second final. Ooh, you got 2 more finals left. You can do this. You got this. I'm sure you'll be fine. So, if we do another PME, it's probably not going to be for a while. Do I know any good D&D games? Yeah, it's called, you play Baldur's Gate 1, 2, or 3. You play 1 and 2 if you want to experience the old 3.0 rule set. You play 3 if you want a very modern CRPG, but it only goes up to like level 13 or something, which is a little unfortunate. I never finished Baldur's Gate 3, surprisingly enough. I heard it's really good. I keep telling myself I'll finish it, but then every time I want to keep playing it, I uninstall it because I want to play something else, which is a little tragic. I also make Baldur's Gate 3 a little cursed because I make the game like really heavy, in that I add a lot of I add a lot of enemies to my runs. Oh my god, that's a lot of things. But yeah, I recommend those. Or if you're talking about like the actual physical game, go. If you really want to just get into playing D&D, just go play 5e. Get an accident with a pair of scissors that day and use that as an example, stress affecting your workflow. You know what? That's a good way. You know what? When you're ready to apply for jobs, at least you'll know what to say. No, I actually don't have anime girl mods for my runs in Baldur's Gate. I actually do like to keep some games looking like the game that they're meant to be. You know, I don't like completely bastardizing everything I touch. You know, that's not how I operate. That's why even if I do Darkest Dungeon, I keep it like looking like Darkest Dungeon. Speaking of which, I kind of do want to do a Darkest Dungeon stream again. I know Darkest Dungeon wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but I am. When I saw all the new Darkest Dungeon stuff, I'm like, man, we should probably do Darkest Dungeon again. Yeah, your defense or your resistance is just kind of nutty. Nice. Okay. But yeah, I don't actually add that many weird degenerate mods to everything I play. Just because I'm a weird weeaboo doesn't mean I'm a degenerate. Okay, you can be a degenerate without being a weeaboo, and you can be a weeaboo without being a degenerate. Okay, it all works. It all balances out in the end. What is this thing doing? Well, this is a. Oh, it's got. Okay, it's got some. The thing is, like, Milky Blade is like super squishy, so I have to be very careful where I actually put Milky Blade. Like, she could assassinate this probably, but it's still dangerous. Yes, I did see the new Darkest Dungeon DLC. We did talk about it yesterday a little bit. I was surprised that they're like, yeah, so anyways, we're doing Darkest Dungeon 1 DLC. But I'm pretty sure it's because Darkest Dungeon 1 just makes a lot of money. Now, there she goes milking again. And just like how Milky Blade milked that archer, Red Hook Studios wants to milk Darkest Dungeon 1 for a little bit more money by introducing the old classes, or the new classes, into the old game. So that's kind of why. Let's heal you up here. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to try out the new Darkest Dungeon 1 DLC, but I'm pretty sure it's going to break all the mods. So I'm like, if we do Darkest Dungeon 1 again, we have to kind of commit to finishing a run before the new DLC drops, or else everything implodes, and that would be very tragic. Yeah, it's Milky is surprisingly good at her job. Do none of these goobers have reposition? What is actually hitting Milky? Oh, there's two cavaliers that could go murder her, I guess. I need to find a way to pull her back. Okay, here we go. Okay, so yeah, I think we'll just reposition like this, and that should be fine. Now Analea's in danger, but we can fix that if we just park Havel in front, I think. Perfect. Look at that. We're just plotting out our advance slowly. Fear Eternal. What is Fear Eternal? Do I need to look this up? Hold on. Fear Eternal Darkest Dungeon 1. Is it called The Eternal or Fear Eternal? Never heard of this. I see the Snake Lady, The Eternal. Fear Eternal. Let's see. Fear Eternal. Purple guy. I don't see it anywhere on the first couple pages. Maybe I'm not familiar. There's a FNAF. I'm not adding no FNAF mod to my Darkest Dungeon. Listen, we keep Darkest Dungeon looking Darkest Dungeon. Occasionally I'll make an exception and be like, this is Megumine, and for some reason she's in the game. Don't think about it too much. Wow, Zeoposer got a crit. That's your second crit. Blue Archive mods. I actually don't install the Blue Archive mods either, because they don't look necessarily... If they're in the style of Darkest Dungeon, I will actually install it. If they're not in the style of Darkest Dungeon, which unfortunately a lot of them aren't, then I'll be like, no, well, I don't want it. Okay, the problem is this thing has some nasty stuff. I need to tank this mage. Do any of these goobers have high resistance? Tabitha actually... Oh, but Tabitha can't fight. Yeah, I forgot Tabitha can't actually fight anything, but I'm pretty pretty sure this thing just... What does this use? Shine? Okay, I'm pretty sure Tilty could probably tank that and should be Gucci. Oh my gosh, you're 120. Do you enjoy your yellow color on Discord? Are you proud of having the really cool color for being in the 100 watch club? I'll DM it later. Okay, yeah, DM it later. I'll take a look because I have no idea what this mod is. No, you don't like being piss yellow? But it's such a nice color. Oh, you have sub. Oh, that's, yeah, you have sub for now. Because it was gifted to you. We had a lot of gifted subs this month, and I'm really, really thankful for all the people that were gifting subs. Wow, look at Ivy just literally not caring. Don't forget to turn on the AC on. It's 90 degrees outside. It sounds like you're dying, and you may want to get some AC. You know what's really funny? Speaking of AC, so you know how Ray has a hamster? She says that to keep her hamster cold, she's been like hooking like an ice pack to her cage just so that this hamster can stay cool, and just hoping that the passive cooling by being near the ice pack will keep it cold and not like overheating in this terrible summer weather. And I think that's such a funny way of keeping this thing functioning. Oh, I need my water. Hey, if it works, right? Because she was asking me, would it be better if she put it on top of the cage and then let it the cool drop down, or would it be better to do the other way? Also, roughly 9 degrees outside, and all you have is a fan. God. You know what you need? You gotta get like one of those portable AC units that just hook into your window. I hear, I mean, they may not be the most effective way of doing things, but they function, and they can work. Oh my god. Sorry, I also didn't take a nap today, so I'm kind of functioning on fumes. So we'll probably get through 2 maps today. It kind of depends how long these maps are, because it seems like we're entering the part of the game where the maps are just like really long. And I don't mind that, but it is something to keep in mind that these maps... Oh my gosh, Lucina gets doubled. Oh, Lucina's not a very strong character, I think is the problem. I want to get Lucina big and strong, but it's going to be really tough to get her to function. She doesn't actually have access to Nosferatu, but she doesn't have the damage. She doesn't have the magic to really capitalize on it. Actually, this thing is surprisingly annoyingly hard to kill. Actually, a lot of the paladins are just like really annoying to kill. All right, well, let's just send Milky Blade in. I'm sure Milky Blade can just assassinate this. Nope. Whoa, she missed. Whoa. She actually failed to do her job. All right, that's not a good sign. Let's see. Portable AC sucks. Does it really? I don't know. If you're just trying to cool one room, it's probably fine. So Sonic and Samsung survived their maps. You couldn't watch last week. We didn't stream Fire Emblem last week. I was basically just not in the mood, as I'm sure you saw the announcement post on Discord, where I was just like, I don't got it. I didn't mean to stream Fire Emblem, fam. Which, again, it doesn't happen too often, but there are days where I'm just like, man, I don't want to stream, but I feel like I kind of owe it to all of you to stream because it was on the schedule, and I know a lot of you look forward to at least having me as second or third monitor content so that you can go about your day doing other things, but I'm like, I can't do it. I can't. Oh, the week before? Samsung's alive. Yeah, like I said, there's occasionally days where I'm just like, I can't, man. I don't wanna. I just want to be a potato. I just want to think about nothing else but like doing other video gaming. Will Darcy actually get the kill? Let's find out. Ooh. Oh, hey, look, there we go. But yeah, the schedules are going to be a little fixed for a little bit, which is going to be kind of annoying. Because I know, like, we might do art next week. I'm not sure. And obviously, we got King of the Castle. We'll probably run that for like 1 or 2 more streams, and then we'll be done with it. We'll put it away for a little bit longer after that, and then we'll see what's after that, right? What do I want to kill this with? I guess Ray can kill it. Ray deserves some experience points. All right, I forgot the music stops every time she casts a spell for some reason. But yeah, so we'll see. There is one game I'm looking forward to that's supposedly out in like a week or 2. I'm hoping that I receive a early access key for it, and we'll stream it if I do, because I got an email asking if I wanted one, and I'm like, yes, please give me a key, but they haven't gotten back to me about it yet. If you want to know what it is, it was what's the stupid thing called? Company of Heroes 3, Final Stand. It was like the new DLC, like standalone DLC that's coming out, and I was like, ooh, we're basically all Operation Stonewall, its own DLC. And I'm like, all right, sign me up. I wanna play this. Oh my god, Dropbox can go die, please. Zevos might be able to get the kill here. Still hating on yourself for playing Overwatch 2? Well, you know what your solution is? Play literally better video games. You know what you could play? You could play the hit MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with a free trial up to level 80, I think. I can't remember if it comes with Endwalker. I think it just only goes with the Shadowbringers. I'll tell you get the kill. I'll tell you can get this. Surprisingly, she cannot. I think we just let Simone get the kill. Simone is surprisingly tanky, which is great, by the way. Play League. Don't play League of Legends. I was once one of those people. Okay? It's not worth it. Play something else. You'll be happier. Okay? You'll be way happier if you just choose to not play League of Legends, okay? This is fact. I once played League of Legends regularly, to the point where me and my friends were playing League of Legends like every night for like 3 or 4 games at a time. Occasionally we'll have a relapse period and we'll all play ARAM for like 4 hours until we decide, all right, it's either time to go to bed or we finally win, we can go to bed. Take your pick. It's a poison pill no matter which way you want to do this. You can't end on a loss. Exactly. Exactly. You can't end on a loss. That's the rules of the game. I don't make it up. That's just how it works. Okay? You can never end on a loss. You always have to, and then if you win, it's like, oh, that was too easy. Well, let's go again until we get a real challenge. And then you keep playing, and then you get into a really close game and you win, and then you come up with another excuse, and you're like, oh, you know, that was so sweaty. I want a relaxing game, and then you want to go, and then you queue up again. It's a drug. Friends don't let friends play League of Legends unless you're all drug addicts, and then you're all basically playing League of Legends together. That's how it works. I don't make the rules. If your friend's a drug addict, would you just let them do drugs alone? That's not fair. You have to do it with them. I think we just bless you so I can pull you out of there. And then I think we should be in a safe... I think the only one who's not in a super safe position is Ray. Let's pull Ray back. Okay. Oh yeah, Dota. Yeah, don't play Dota either. I don't make the rules, man. Making up rules to justify addiction. Yeah. I don't make up the rules though. This is how it works in the real world. Winners don't do drugs. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Everyone who ever wins like the Tour de France, like didn't Lance Armstrong, like wasn't he like just drugged up on steroids and that's how he kept winning all of the Tour de France's? Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, if anything, winners do drugs. You remember your friend saying that he signed you up for a tournament at this place and then you got there and actually wasn't and just wanted to play League with him and like 8 a.m. Well, you know, at least he was honest about his design. You know what? At least he just wanted to spend time with you. That's what real bros do. They're like, yeah, I just wanted a bro to play. Oh my god, I forgot Havel dies to Fenrir. Right. I think Havel's one of the characters where if Havel dies, we have to restart the map, right? Or something stupid like that. I keep forgetting about this. Havel's like super, like... The mages are actually getting really scary, and it's becoming a problem. Alright. But imagine playing with friends. I mean... See this, you know what speaking of that, something interesting that I remember like discussing with someone is there's like a huge amount of people, especially like younger generations, who just like, especially like the terminally online people who are like, I don't have any friends. How do people get friends and do activities together? And it's just like, well, it's kind of hard to find friends and do activities like in real life with other people if all you're doing is spending your entire day being on the internet and complaining about not having other friends to do activities with, which probably sounds a little mean, but it is kind of true. There's a lot of people out there who are just like, I don't want to put in the effort to find friendships. I want friendships to find me. And it's like, that is how you become a homebody and never leave your house ever. Sometimes you have to socialize with people. As painful as it sounds, All the treating dump stat. Yeah, everyone treating res as a dump stat is catching up to them pretty badly. But it's just like, man, like, I wish people would be able to go outside more and do activities. Okay, let's see if Lucina can get this kill. Oh my goodness, Lucina missed. Alright, let's let Darcy get the kill. Alright, Darcy, time to be an all-American hero. Friends in the work grind. Oh, trust me, don't worry, I get it too. I too am part of the work grind. I too am a wagey, as many of us here are. Although there's nothing wrong with being a quote-unquote wagey. If anything, it just means, hey, congratulations, you have stable employment. It's just like the dream of so many people to just be like, yeah, so anyways, I have a job, right? I think there's nothing wrong with that. Embrace being a wagey. Don't let other people tell you that you're not allowed to be one. If it pays the bills, then you've already won. Please censor that word, wagey. Okay. Oh, shoot, I gotta heal Havel, don't I? Yeah, let's heal Havel. Good thing I have this recover staff that just fully heals the character. I need to get Havel. I need to find more mend and heal staves. I have no idea if we have any left. Let's see. What level is Analea now? Oh my god, those level ups are so bad. Her level ups have been so bad this run. But it's okay. The only reason she's super OP is because she's got power staff. It's like, yes, I would like to cast a spell and also, or cast the heal and also do other things. Good stuff. I don't think this is kill, right? Nope. Havel's ability to kill has dropped significantly, but at least Havel's able to provide some additional help. Just relaxing. I do like fantasy music as well. I agree. That stuff, it is very vibe, very chill, very relax coded. Yeah, there we go. All right, Zia Poster, I'm letting you get a lot of kills because I know you've been asking for more opportunities to commit violence, and so we're gonna give you the opportunity to commit violence left and right. Get Zoingo some EXP, that'd be great too. Actually, yeah, that is actually kind of scary with like an 18% crit rate. Oh, Zoingo did get crit. Ooh. That's spicy. I mean, thankfully, like, all the people who are getting crit have so much defense and HP that they're not gonna die. It would generally take 2 crits to kill them. But it's still spooky. Right? It's still kind of spooky. I think Zoingo's not in range to get hit, which is okay. I really need to find other generic heal staves. Let's do this. Well, let's pull Ray over, and Ray can do the, Ray should be able to do the thing. Yeah, okay, Ray can get the heals. This way Ray also gets some EXP too. So, anyways, who's ready for more King at the Castle tomorrow? Well, it'll be interesting to see more of that funny boating game. I forgot how much fun it was. I will say though, like after we did it last time, my throat was getting a little dying. So I need to be a little wary of how much of the funny voices that I do so that my throat doesn't explode on itself. It is very draining to do some of those voices, unfortunately. You kind of get used to it though, but I don't have that throat stamina to keep doing some of these voices for an extended period of time. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. You haven't been buying heal staves? Is that even an option? You can at certain shops, but they're not like super common, is kind of the problem. Oh my gosh, look at that spooky shadow thing that deals 0 damage to Lear. Lear has so much anime protagonist powers, he takes 0 damage. Got it. I'm scared of the sages. Like, honestly, the biggest threat is the sages. That's why I'm taking like a very like slow, methodical approach to this thing, because I could try to run up there and murder them all, but you're asking to invite death, and inviting death is what I'm trying to avoid. Like, yeah, I could probably run Lear in there. If Lear gets the kill, great, but then he's still got to fend off, like, what, 3 or 4 more enemies? We still have to find a way to kill this goober. We don't even get his weapon if we kill him. I want the Holy Shaft, but there's no way we can get it from him at all. It doesn't drop, because it's the chest key that drops, and we do need to get that chest key. This map, I will not lie, this map may take the entire stream. If it does, Well, we may just have to push the next. This run may last a little longer than I was anticipating, but considering how large, I do like these big maps. So like big maps are a lot of fun, and the challenge this map is providing is very cerebral. There is a lot of stuff that is going on constantly that requires me to keep readjusting how I approach every fight. So it's not like I'm complaining. It's just a thought experiment. Kind of like how playing RimWorld with any of those weird mods is a thought experiment. Just a very strange one. Speaking of which, boy, there's a lot of weird, I know we were complaining about this earlier. We always complain about AI mods on RimWorld, but there's just so interesting seeing some of the deranged ideas that some people come up with. Not just on like RimWorld, but also on what's the game that I play? City Skylines. I was looking at the City Skylines mods, and someone made a mod that allows you to essentially simulate a war economy situation where you're trying to not have your city implode from being murdered by a local war that's happening, and it is actually kind of nutty to see. I actually thought it was like a really cool concept. Привет, comrades. Hello, comrade Rachel. How are you doing? Hope you are having a good evening and you are able to enjoy your time here watching the funny video game being played before your very eyes. I don't even know how we approach this. I could run... Do we just run in and try to stab all the casters, or we just... How many casters could Lear survive? Lear can probably survive enough of them. Yeah. Oh, you went to see an eye? Oh, you saw an optometrist. Interesting. So what did they say? Is your vision like super bad and super shot forever like mine? Do you need to have like omega-sized glasses, bottle caps as they call them? Oh my gosh, that level up. Or are you generally mostly okay and don't require such heinous things? Could be fine. Let's see if this works. You got complicated things? Got it. Well, I hope those complicated things at least aren't super painful and you're able to at least recover. Oh, are you sick? Is that why you've not been streaming? Well, I hope you're able to recover and you'll feel better at some point, if not soon. That does suck, though. Ooh. There we go. Oh, okay, got it. That type of complicated. I see. Well, I shall not pry any further, but I hope everything is as well as it can be. Oops, what is this? Sorry, I was just checking something real quick. It's calming down. Okay, well, that's good to hear at least. That's all. That's really the best thing that you can wish for, that everything ends up being okay. Havel is continuing to just tank everything. Oh, Lord. Ooh, they're going for Darcy. I think Darcy is Sant's character? Thankfully, Darcy doesn't explode. Okay, yes, we do survive, but man, these sages are just so scary, and trying to spread the damage out is just nuts. I was gonna make some joke about, oh, they should make a D&D game that's like Fire Emblem, and then I was like, well, that's just Baldur's Gate. Ugh. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of damage. Ooh, does Ray die? Oh, thank God. God, these damages are so high. I will say, was looking at some Fire Emblem ROM hacks, and I know the idea of doing a ROM hack run of Blazing Blade has come up, but I don't think people realize that ROM is like 50 characters, and it's also some, I want to say 33 chapters long. I don't think I could commit that long to a single Fire Emblem run on stream. I think that would be a little nuts, and that's the only reason we haven't done that. I mean, all of them are good. It's just, some of them might feel a little old and dated, which is the biggest concern that I think you'll ultimately have when it comes to Fire Emblem GBA. Especially 6, because 6 came out first, and then 7 came out, which was the prequel, and then 8 was the proper independent game. If you want to play Fire Emblem GBA, I do recommend just just do them in release order, and you'll see the quality of life improve with each one. Or just play any of the ROM hacks that are designed to kind of modernize the game and bring it up to a, you know, a current level of polish, with a lot of QOL that you find in the later, newer titles that, you know, may not exist in the older ones. So that's kind of my recommendation. But you have a lot of choices for Fire Emblem. You're very spoiled for Fire Emblem in this day and age, is what I'm trying to say. There's so many. So just kind of keep that in mind, that if you're looking to do something like that, hey, you got choices, right? My neck is killing me. Yeah, ROM hacks are really neat, and I really do enjoy a lot of high-quality ROM hacks that exist out there. I mean, this is like, for all the weird balance issues that this ROM hack in particular has, it is a fairly decent experience to play, which I think is really what matters when you're looking for ROM hacks. Is it fun? Yes, congratulations, you found a game. Ooh, Milky did not get the crit, and now Milky's gonna get blasted with thunder. Ooh, even on the second attack she whiffed. That's such a rarity. I don't have lethal. I think if Darcy tries to kill, Darcy might explode. Good luck, Darcy. Like the old GBA games because I refused to play Zelda just because the first game I was so confused what to do. Wait, which Zelda game for the GBA? That's the wait, which one are we talking about specifically? There we go. There was a Minish Cap? It's been so long since I played GBA, Legend of Zelda, anything, so I'm like trying to remember which one you're referring to specifically. Please tell me I have a spare heal staff in here. Yes, thank goodness. All right. Let not Lucina heal, or not Lysithea heal this one. See, I didn't play a lot of Legend of Zelda. Oh, it might have been Link's Awakening, that's right. I did not play a lot of the Legend of Zelda for the GBA. I played the GBC ones a lot. I was a huge fan of Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. I think those two are like some of my top games of all time. The fact that they had a unified plot line that you could experience if you played both games was one of the best concepts I've ever had in a video game. It was so cool. I was a huge sucker for it. I feel like running a logger up there is asking to explode, but I do need to get this one killed. Okay, we gotta kill this. I wonder if Emil's got the damage. Emil, surprisingly, does not in fact have the damage for this. But we also gotta keep Milky alive. I think Milky might die if I'm not careful. Let's see. So if I park Lucina here, hand her an Nosferatu Tome, I think that's probably safe and we should be okay. All right, we got to go back over here now and deal with this abomination, because goodness gracious, what is happening to Havel? Havel is just surrounded on all sides and they ain't letting up. Oh my gosh, Slingo's gonna explode. I don't think Simon explodes, thankfully. Minish Cap. It might be one of the two. Again, my GBA recommendation is always just go play what's it called? Oracle. I will say the Oracle games are my favorite. Well, they're GBC technically. I don't think like what else. But okay, I will say if you do want a good Fire Emblem introduction and you haven't played any Fire Emblem before, go play Awakening. I hate to say it, Awakening saved the franchise. It's very much waifu emblem and is very much the definition of modern Fire Emblem experiences that you'll have, which, for better or worse, is just kind of where we're at with the genre. So you just kind of have to roll with it. Can Ray tank any of this, or does she die to this angry sage that has a Thunder Tome? And for some reason, what does it also have? Vanity? An Opportunist? Pretty sure I could just have Ray tank it. There's no way Zoingo's gonna be able to tank it, so that's kind of my problem. Waifus are your favorite? I mean, listen, I've said this before, I don't mind the waifu emblem, but I think my biggest gripe was when Fire Emblem made the what do you want to call it? The avatar character, the central focus in all the games. That is when it started to go downhill on a significant level, because you can only handle so much nonsense of like, oh, all the characters want the MC to breed them, and that's like a huge portion of like the modern Fire Emblem experience. And I wish I was joking when I said that, but that is literally what is happening in a lot of them. So that's why I always recommend older ones that don't have a dedicated avatar character, because a lot of times you don't really need the avatar character to tell the story. It is necessary sometimes. Oh, Simon's taking a beating. Yeah, there's a lot of avatar sexuals, exactly. I think I'm just trying to get FE heroes. No, do not play FE heroes. No, stay away. Do not touch that game. I played Fire Emblem Heroes when it came out, and I played it for like 2 or 3 years afterwards. It is probably... There's always the joke of power creep, especially when it comes to gacha games. I think Fire Emblem Heroes is like the most egregious example of just straight up fan service pandering and also just absurd power scaling to the point where I cannot like the game. It's like modern Yu-Gi-Oh versus old Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Where old Yu-Gi-Oh is like, I play 1 card, I set 2 cards face down and play this creature in attack mode, and then your opponent's like, I play this card to destroy one of your trap cards, and I summon my own monster, and then I do a thing and maybe summon another monster. Meanwhile, modern Yu-Gi-Oh is like, so I'm gonna play this card, which is my starter, and then lets me pull out like 3 more cards from my deck that all allow me to exceed summon into my first piece of my combo, which I will use to exceed summon into another exceed, and then I'm gonna break the exceed into its and grab its materials from the graveyard, and I'm gonna link summon something else that I can then use its effect to go special summon a synchro from my deck, which will then allow me to, then I'll tribute them to do something stupid or something like that. Yes, nuts. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize there was a... Jeez. They're coming in the rear. Oh, they are coming in the rear. Oh, that's kind of nasty. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. LTU crit? Nope, she never gets the crit when we want her to crit. Where the first turn's like 30 minutes. Yeah, the first turn of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like 30-minute abominations, and that's why I'm like, yeah, don't play it. You're more fun playing literally anything else. It's just not worth it. I will never recommend Fire Emblem Heroes at all. I think the only reason that the game exists, right, other than making Nintendo money with this ridiculous, and the gacha system in that game used to be like piss terrible, is the fact, the only entertaining thing about that game is that they'll just have fan service. We're like, hey, you know that character you really like? What if we brought them into the game, but now they have booty shorts, or they're in a swimsuit, or they're insert whatever thing you could desire. They are doing that thing now. And that is essentially the modern Fire Emblem experience with Fire Emblem Heroes. And also, you'll need to pull this character if you want to remain relevant on the PvP leaderboards. I mean, I'm not even joking. Like, a lot of the banners are just straight up nonsense. Like, there's just like I think one of the recent banners I saw, because sometimes I'm still plugged in a little bit because some of my friends post the content, is like, hey, so what if Fire Emblem Heroes with the characters now, with like Tharja in a cheerleader outfit, but also she hates you? And I'm like, well, someone's into this, so that's probably why they made it. And I'm just like, all right. You need Runoff's in armpits, thanks, Insys. Yeah, thanks, Insys. Thank you, Intelligent Systems, for continuing to make things that no one is asking for, but we're getting anyways, because that's the modern video game industry. All right, Milky. Time for Milky to assassinate. Can Milky pull it off? Can Milky pull the dream off? Or will Milky get murdered? Nope, she's getting murked. Oof. Oh, it's a chain bow. Yikes. Yeah, seriously, just as Arani says, just buy an actual, just buy one of the games or go find the ROMs. The older games they're just everywhere nowadays. It's not that hard to find. Come on, Logger. Yeah, chop them up. Logger's so good at just chopping things down. I love it. Okay, and then we should be able to terminate this one with Lear, probably, or we can try to get... Actually, I want to see if I can get Lucina to get the kill. Well, let's let Darcy have a chance. Wow, Darcy missed on a 71. Oh. Great Shield actually proc. Play 9 and 10. I mean, 9 and 10 are fun too, but 9 and 10 are also just like a little different. That's why I don't recommend playing them right away. And that's why I recommend playing or starting with one of the other titles instead. I think the other titles get you a more proper experience with Fire Emblem. Is Milky this heavy that... Oh my gosh, why does she have 20 con? Wait, no one can rescue her. She's so fat, no one can rescue her. All right, that's awkward. Unironically, it is 10 con per each asset. Okay, we're just gonna finagle this a little bit. Okay. If you're not handle, you can try and crack versions with no cash at the moment. I mean, listen. If you don't need cracked versions, if you're just play the older ones. It's a ROM. Okay, if your PC can open a web browser, you can play any of these games and you'll be fine. I can probably just run Havel forward and they would not be able to kill Havel. It is so funny just having Havel run up everywhere and just like, yeah, so anyways, unless it's just casters, Havel lives. Every time, and I love it. Love it for Havel. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize, oh, Darcy might die, actually. Ooh, actually, yeah, hold on. I did not realize how low Darcy was. Darcy might actually explode soon, and that would be a problem. Are they remakes? No. So it's basically, it's like Final Fantasy, where sometimes the games are interconnected, but a lot of them are not, and they're all just independent stories and independent titles. There's a few direct sequels, but they're not very common. There's a few remakes in there. Like I know the DS games are remakes of the NES games, and the 3DS game Shadows of Valencia is a remake of Fire Emblem 2, which is Fire Emblem Gaiden, which is also for the NES. I can basically tell you exactly which ones are the remakes. So basically Fire Emblem 11 and 12 are remakes of Fire Emblem 1 and 3. Fire Emblem, I think 13 is Awakening, and then 14 would be Fates, and then 15 would be Shadows of Valencia, and Shadows of Valencia is a remake of Fire Emblem 2. Otherwise, they're all independent games that don't, that are just kind of on their own. They're all standalone titles, aside from that. Sweating blows for Darcy. Me too. Darcy's hanging on. She lived a whole turn cycle. Wonderful. I love it. Okay. Wow. The map's going well. We haven't lost anyone yet, but, you know, these guys haven't moved, which is also kind of funny. Yeah, so they're connected, but also not connected in a way. So, for example, 1 and 2 are connected because 2 is a side story to 1, or like kind of like a pseudo sequel. And then you have 4 and 5, which is Genealogy of the Holy War and Thracia 776, where Thracia 776 is a interlude game between the two generations of Genealogy of the Holy War. If I'm remembering this right, I think that's what the plot line is. And then obviously Fire Emblem 7 is a prequel to Fire Emblem 6, which you know, is odd. But yeah, and then 8 is not a sequel to 7, for example. It's very just pick and choose, and you'll probably be able to figure it out. I think it's surprisingly hard to kill. No, Logger, you're supposed to kill him. Yeah, but just pick and choose and just... You know what? Here's my solution. Pick whichever one you like that has a character on the box that you like, and then just play that. You'll be fine. Yeah, you can play them in any order, for the most part. Generally, my recommendation is you either start with 7, or you start with... My suggestions are always start with 7, or you start with what's the other number? Or you start with Awakening, our first encounter. But your luck has run out now. Oh boy, he's coming to kill us. Great. All right, can we kill this goober, or is he gonna kill us? Come on, Darcy, be the hero we need. Oh my goodness, this thing just refuses to die. Just 7. 7 is called the 7 is literally just called Fire Emblem in the West. It doesn't have a subtitle. I believe otherwise it's called the Binding Blade, or no, the Blazing Blade. Yeah, Rekanoken. Blazing Blade is, I believe, the official English subtitle. All these Fire Emblem games have official subtitles. I'm pretty sure. Like, do we want to try another Milky Stab, or we just let it exist? I think we just let it exist there. Probably fine. Still need to bait the rest of these out, so I guess we'll just keep pushing Ray up, because Ray can just keep baiting these, and then just gonna run Simon up here. That way these two can maybe go beat up that last one. Maybe a Lance is here. Blazing Binding is 6. It's called the Binding Blade because Roy is trans mask. I don't know if that's how that works, but all right. Binding Blade is 6, and it is a. I will say the main problem is that when they moved from the SNES to the to GBA, they kind of lost a lot of features that the SNES had. So, for example, skills and stuff were actually in as early as Genealogy of the Holy War, but they got rid of it when they moved to 6 because they had to simplify the game for the GBA, and then they slowly started to reintroduce a lot of these mechanics. It's also a very long game. Like, I need to emphasize that Fire Emblem games can be long, and 6 is a very long title. Yeah, and as Kahila saying, don't feel like you just ask for advice if you need some assistance, because it does get spicy. Holy moly, there's a lot of things coming our way. My personal favorite Fire Emblem, if you want to know, because no one's asking, but I'll tell you anyways. I still think 7 is my personal favorite Fire Emblem title. It's also the one I started with, but it kind of has affected my interpretation of what Fire Emblem storylines should be, where it's more of a band of mercenaries, or a band of adventurers working together rather than fighting, rather than being like leading an army. Fire Emblem stories are very there's a lot of like fantasy politics and fantasy army leading and stuff like that, but when you play the game, like, obviously, like, you're not really leading an army, you're leading like a couple dudes that are just like there and they're all fighting on their own type deal. You're like leading a band of seasoned warriors rather than leading like an army. The only time you've ever feels like you're leading an army is when you're playing something like Three Houses, I would say, but beyond that, yeah. But that is my favorite. 7 is my favorite. Good old Eliwood and Hector and Lyn. Everyone hates on Lyn. Feel bad, because Lyn's a great character. Okay, I don't know how we're gonna fight this boss, by the way. I'm pretty sure we're screwed. Oh, he's coming in. He's coming in hot. Do you think Lear can handle him on his own? You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do, because I don't actually know if I'm gonna be able to succeed on this fight. I'm gonna save the game. I'm gonna make a save state, and I'm gonna park Lear right here and hope that he can survive getting shafted with the holy shaft and 65 crit and all these other funny numbers that are going to become very, very scary very, very quickly. All right, hopefully Logger can kill this one. That's right, Logger knows how to use a bow and arrow. Crazy, I know, right? Insanity. So yeah, play 7 and then maybe play 6 and then play 5 or 8, or better yet, if you really want, just play any of the bajillion ROM hacks. But I'm still of the opinion that you should at least play the vanilla version of the game before you try out any of the wacky tacky modified versions that everyone's like into. Same gameplay. The core gameplay is the same, yes. You pick some units, you move them around, you play like, fantasy. You're basically playing fantasy chess, okay? From a purely mechanical standpoint, a lot of them do have the same core gameplay mechanics. Milky has not been able to trigger her stupid stabby stab except for that one time this entire stage. Hagen White. I'll have to think about it. Why November? Actually, yeah, why November specifically? We're just hoping Lucina can get the kill. I need Lucina to get some EXP. She's been so derived. Yeah, the author was like, so anyways, he gets the holy shaft, and I'm like, I see. Alright. Still need to kill the rest of these. Now, thankfully, we can kind of rip through these. Ah, here we go. Needle. Have a FE break for a season. Let me look at Hag and White. I don't know if I want to do Hag and White yet. Hag and White. I remember you showed me Hag and White, and I keep telling myself I'm going to download this so I can play this on my own time. How many chapters is this thing? Let's see. Okay, there's a lot of chapters in this. I'll have to think about it. Like I said, I like Fire Emblem, but I'm gonna need a break from Fire Emblem after this run. I need a break. All right, let's see if someone can get the kill. Yes. Excellent. But yeah, like I said, I know people want another PME because some people literally are only here because they watch the PMEs. But PMEs, you know, they what's the word? They need time to cook, and I think it's gonna need some time to be in the oven or whatever before we do another one, just so I can be able to do it with more energy or a bit of pep to my step, as some kids like to say. Can we kill this? Is there any enemy? Like, I'm afraid if I just keep moving up these two, there's gonna be a lot of enemies that magically spawn and we're gonna explode into a million tiny pieces. Oh, look, she actually crit. What a miracle. The crit mage actually crit a thing. Insane. It's kind of like how I'll have a desire to play XCOM like once in a blue moon, and I'm like, I should not touch this game because this is gonna ruin my existence. I'm gonna land the Fenrir. Actually, this was probably a really risky move. I should not have actually attacked with Ray. Ooh, please connect. Thank goodness. Okay, if that had not connected, I was gonna have to find a way to physic Ray from all the way across the map, and that would have been a little spicy. Play open XCOM. I have to think about it. Is that the one that's on the spreadsheets? You know, someone made, you know what's really funny? Someone made a version of XCOM that's designed to run on Microsoft Excel. I saw it one time. I don't think it works anymore because the scripts that it uses are no longer supported by modern Excel. But I remember seeing it, I was like, who does this? Who has the time to make a custom version of Excel that the whole purpose is like, yeah, so anyways, you can just play it while you're at work. Absolute insanity, I tell you what. You know what I just realized would have helped, what's it called? Would have helped Lear. If I gave Lear the E-sub guard, but I did not give Lear the E-sub guard. And now he may or may not explode into a million tiny pieces. And I may need to physic him right now. With the one person who can physic from like 5 miles away. I think that's the one that, it's the one that Suspicious Wizard is always playing, right? Except I know he's adding like all the weird mods that basically turn the game into like some kind of weird space Mad Max type of experience, right? I don't know how we're gonna kill this. I don't know how we're gonna kill the boss, not gonna lie. I think he's gonna rip us apart. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Did we kill everything? No, we didn't. There's still this one here. Yeah, he's been playing X-Pirates. That's the one. Yeah. And he's like, you should play Open XCOM. I'm like, I don't know if I want to play Open XCOM. I kind of like the bombasticness of regular XCOM 1 and 2. Well, I mean, we're going to play that new game at some point. The Star Wars themed one when it comes out. I'm excited for that one. Ooh. All right, let's see if we survive. We're gonna pull you here, and I guess we'll pass the turn. I'm never streaming Fortnite, no. Oh, this is possible? Is this possible? Your legacy, it'll end from the end of my lance. Farewell. Whoa! Oh, okay, we just die. What? How are you supposed to fight this? Huh? Wait. Hold on, this is actually one scenario where safe stating is okay. Because I'm like, I looked at this man's stats, and I was like, how do you actually kill this? Okay, so hold on. Trample, Kanto, Reposition, Savage Blow, Dragon Rage, Arcane Blade at 1 range, add 3 plus half mag to hit and crit. There's no way you can, like, we can kill this. But we have to kill him. He's a boss. Like, I'm obligated to murder him. I have to redo this whole turn, by the way. I think Havel has the halberd. Oh my god, Havel's over there. If I run Havel back with the halberd, that might do enough damage. But we gotta run. Okay, let's see. Let's try an alternative strategy. So Simon's got the Aesop guard, right? What is this Goober's crit? 65. Okay, so what I need is I need to steal that Aesop guard, and then we need to pull back Havel as much as humanely possible. Okay, and then we'll kill the rest of this. This is not that hard. Yeah, I know we're not. I tried to avoid restarting chapters, but this fight with a stupid I will say, the one thing I don't like in a lot of Fire Emblem ROM hacks is when you start adding bosses where just like the strategy is you have to find a way to cheese the fact that their stats are basically near perfect in every way. I hate that about a lot of ROM hacks. I think it's very, I don't know what you want to call it. I think it's very lazy character boss design. I get that Fire Emblem is like, you know, I think it's better if you have a more interesting fight design than just being like, so anyways, this character's like a bajillion stats, good luck. You know what I mean? That's kind of like my gripe with a lot of modern ROM hacks where they're just like, well, older ROM hacks did this a lot. And I know we've never played it, but there's a ROM hack out there if you ever get a chance to play it called The Last Promise. It's basically the first English Fire Emblem ROM hack to come out, and it was made on the Fire Emblem 7 base. And it is an experience where you need to have a fully leveled team, each dealing chip damage to the boss who has a range 3 super sword. It's absolute insanity, but it's a lot of fun. You're willing to put up with it. Oh, okay, Milky actually is doing her thing. Milky's milkers are milking the bishop. Or as the text up there says, the bish. I still can't believe Milky Blade has their own unique OST. This is so stupid. God. Can't believe... I just realized too that maid sprite's hair actually does match Milky Blade's sprite hair too, which is very much not intentional. That was not intended. And thank you, Broblade, for the follow. Is that how I pronounce that? I didn't read it. Broblade, yes. Honestly, you're not wrong. I think sicking Milky on him is probably the most valid strategy. Because unfortunately Milky is probably the strongest person to terminate a boss that I don't know how to fight. So we might do that as well. God, I think I have to actually. I don't want to think how I'm going to kill this thing. Maybe, yeah, sending Milky is the correct solution. God, I guess we don't have a choice. Let him milk the blade. Yeah. Or let her milk his... I mean, if you want to say it in a very weird way, let Milky milk Ubo's holy shaft. Yes, I think for this specific, boss, I'm okay safe scumming. Because it's stupid. I looked at that enemy stats and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good, fam. Yeah. Let's just make sure we at least rip through this. I'm being lewd again. No, I'm not. I don't know where you're getting this false knowledge from. I am being very normal. How dare you make fun of my greatness and you dare insult me in this hour of my need. Okay, so I think this should be safe to pull Havel back. Just bless Havel. Okay, Milky Shaft. I mean, hey. Besides, I'm sure Ray's too busy playing Pal World right now, because I know that's exactly what she's doing as we speak. She's getting her Pal World addiction in. Oh my gosh, I forgot she has that stupid ability where she can dance, and there's a chance that she just gets her action back again, because that's very balanced and fair. Yeah. Also, 1 second. I probably need to use the restroom soon. I've been drinking a lot of water. Oh my goodness, she refreshed again. What is her refresh chance? Luck. So every time she... Oh my gosh, that's so busted. Yeah, remove is a little overpowered, huh? I feel like I've seen that animation before, but I can't remember where. Doesn't matter, Havel. I actually left it just a little bit low enough that hopefully Lucina can just get the kill. I want to see if I can get Lucina strong. This is Garm's, you know, friend that we're trying to at least honor by making her big and strong. Just like that. Okay, let's see how this pans out. So, think of other stuff. I did post the arch thing that I drew on Discord, so if you do want to ever look at that for whatever reason, it is there now. It's not the best art that's ever been made, but hey, at least I tried to do something. I can say that I tried to draw a thing. We'll see how long it takes until I do another art stream. We'll see. Okay, we'll also pull Anale over there, because it's going to be so dumb. Okay, this is probably fine. We killed them all, yay. God, he's just like a menace slowly moving towards us. Yeah, nothing's gonna really kill Simon. Yeah, Havel basically moved like 15 tiles in one turn. It's very balanced, very normal. Just like how Ray has a Nosferatu tome, very balanced. Maybe in the future, if I let people make custom weapons again, maybe we don't allow people to have Nosferatu tomes ever again. It might be a little busted, huh? Nosferatu should be a little more, I guess, limited. Or Havel, the boss with the halberd. Oh, trust me, we're already in the middle of moving Havel towards the boss with the halberd. That's the plan right now. If that doesn't work, we're gonna milk it up. Because that's the only solution I have, honestly. Oh my goodness. This map has already been like an hour and a half, and we're not even like halfway through the... We're about halfway through the map now. There's so many enemies, like, it's so tough. All right. Let me save real quick. We're gonna save. State this. Okay. Yeah, if we do like a lowered might, that might be fine. Okay, so the problem is I need to pull everyone away as much as possible so they don't explode. Pull Havel up here. Everyone... Oh, shoot, I forgot to swap Havel's weapon again. There we go. Run away. Run away. Run away. Okay, and then you run away. And then Anale is in range to Physic Havel. Yeah, when you're getting 20 plus HP heals a turn, it's really busted. If you're doing like 10 damage a turn and healing, or per attack and healing, then it's a little more balanced. Obviously, if you're also playing a game, a ROM with limited hit rate or limited weapon uses, that's also kind of important. Though I'm always of the opinion that personal weapons should always have infinite uses, because I think it's more appropriate that the character's personal weapon is infinite. But I understand from a balancing purposes, that's not a thing. If you had a membership, you'd have made your custom weapon for reduce have a reaver effect. That would have been a pretty interesting one. And again, I'm not trying to... I need to emphasize this, but I'm not trying to make the, oh, if you have a sub, you get a custom weapon as like a pay to win type thing. It's more of like a fun... It's more of a cute little reward for those who are financially supporting this channel, so that you can continue to feed my weird addiction to cameras and food and other related items. So I need to emphasize, yeah, it's not a me trying to be pay to win. It's just it's a cool little thing. Your legacy, it'll end from the end of my lands. Farewell. Okay, so there we go. God, he still hurts. Okay, well, at least he only gets one hit. Havel could actually fight this off. Oh, shit, yeah. But it would take like 50 turns to finish this fight. We can end it immediately by trying to send Milky at him, or we can just let Havel sit there and we just keep healing with Physic from like 5 tiles away. And never mind, we're stuck here now. God, how do I even approach this? We're gonna save state again. Again, I have no choice. Oh, okay. I don't think Milky can even hit this thing. Yeah, this seems kind of impossible. Let's see. If we dance... Oh, wait. Hello. You, despite being the enemy, you stare at me as if you wish to speak to me. Queen Tabitha of Raylia. You'd be right, I am the queen herself. You are considered an angel that came from heaven. Tell me, how do you feel holding such power? I hold many responsibilities with the power I yield, yet anyone is capable of replicating my abilities I carry. So long as we can learn, knowledge can be passed. Alright, yeah. I shall accompany you, assisting you to avoid any means of death. It's kind of you, but I'm... Wait, did he just get recruited? I'm capable of defending myself. On the contrary, I'm aware of your refreshing abilities have taken a toll on your damage capabilities. You cannot hide that fact from me. You know more of myself than I. Interesting. Very well, if you agree to assist us, then come along. It is to assist you, my lady. Your enemy is now my... Wait. What? Huh? We didn't have to fight him the whole time? Did we just talk no jutsu him? No one gets him. He's gonna stay as is. I'm not... He's staying at... I think he might just stay for the chapter. Hold on. Let me look this up. Wait, this can't be right. If I read this correctly, he shouldn't be even recruitable. Hear his battle quote in chapter 14, then talk to him with Iris in chapter 16. But we didn't do any of that. We talked to him, but we didn't hear his battle quote. Maybe that flag isn't set up correctly. Well, I guess we have the Holy Shaft now on our side, and his hilariously whack nonsense set of stats. Also, I think I forgot to set... Okay, well... well, this is awkward. Hold on, let's maybe pull back a little bit. Yeah, we got the Holy Shaft now. In fact, this is probably a little... I could probably just run him in there. God, does he still have the stats? Why would you call this weapon the Holy Shaft? Yeah, I'm just gonna run with it. Alright. We'll just, Alright, how about this? Why don't we just have Havel and U-Bolt just kind of run rampant in the north. And then in the south, we're gonna pull back a little bit so that we're not out of range. And then we'll just have, yeah, we'll have these two just kind of run rampant over here. Legitimately, the reason why I didn't want U-Bolt to be a character that can be assigned to a viewer character is I was legitimately concerned that he would not be recruitable, and I did not want to go through the effort of trying to recruit him. So that's why this is getting a lot more wacky. So I do actually read Fire Emblem stories a lot, but for the sake of this run on stream, I do not read the plot, because there's a lot of plot, and I don't want to read all the plot. So that's the reason why we don't read all the plot. There's too much plot. Oh, this guy might actually be a bit of a problem. He's got axes. Oh my gosh, he hurts. Whoa! Infiltrator. Axe fair, shove, certain blow, silent pride. So he's guaranteed to hit 40. What's the speed? 30 speed! I have an idea for this. Yeah, like there is actually some like weirdly heavy plot in this, which I was kind of surprised about. It is kind of, and I did read some of it, but I didn't want to read all of it. Because part of the reason why I didn't want to is because, again, I've kind of bastardized the game by adding a lot of our own custom content, and I feel like that would do a disservice to the plot of the game. So that's why I'm like, if you want to experience the true story, just actually go download the ROM hack yourself and give it a shot. And I think it'd be a lot more of a better experience than whatever nonsense I've set up here. That's the logic. If you want to know the plot, play it yourself. Right? Because yeah, there's a lot of like people dying in the story, and you learn that Lear's parents are like, oh, you know, things. Yeah, nothing's hurting this man. He's one beefy boy. God, I gotta pee. I've been drinking a lot of water this whole stream because I've been like I may have drank a little too much not water things, so I need to drink some water today. I mean, Lear is a Fire Emblem protagonist. He does have like blue hair, even if it's a slightly weird blue. It is still blue. When I was working on a Fire Emblem ROM hack a long time ago, I actually did make the protagonist have blue hair, and I was like, wow, I really am just going along with the tropes. I wonder if Milky can assassinate one of these. We gotta assassinate all of these. These are really annoying. Alright. Every time you hear Holy Chef, reminded the Isekai-esque manga you kept decorated a guy who whisked the fantasy world, but tasked the goddess to recruit all the ladies with his holy sword. I don't know which one you're talking about, but I almost feel like I've probably read that exact same plot in some other anime or manga, because that's always the plot, where it's like, oh yes, oh shoot, does Halo die to this? Oh, they have rapiers. That actually does hurt. That's a very common trope too, where it's just like, welcome, you are the chosen one. Specifically, your penis is the chosen one, and you have to go breed all these women to create more chosen ones. Which I think is just the plot of Mushoku Tensei, but I'm not gonna get into that. Every time I hear about people talk about Mushoku Tensei, I'm just like, oh boy, here we go again. Well, actually, Darcy can get the kill, hopefully. Oh, actually, it's not enough damage. Just barely off. Poor Darcy. We thought she could be the hero. Oh well. But yeah, there's a lot of like weird anime manga out there that are like that. It's just like every harem series ever to exist. Oh, she did get the kill. I didn't pay attention. Why did she get the kill? Did she crit? I think she crit, right? Okay. Still need to rip the rest of these apart. I need to kill the back line. The druids are the real problem. All right, Milky, time to be a hero. Nope. Tragic. Ooh, the Milky got milked. Never mind. She went for revenge. I forgot she gets like 2 attacks even though it says she doesn't. Very silly stuff. Anyways, how are you doing, Zoingo? This character is probably like the most nonsense character we have. I know Expoto is the one that recommended we bring her on this mission. I'm glad we did, because she's honestly kind of saved our butt a bunch of times. Which I don't like saying, but it's true. She is actually weirdly powerful. Alright, let's see if Lear can get a crit kill. Nope. 7-8. Oh, I thought you were going to say something like 6-8 or 6-7. There's the crit that I was looking for. Perfect. Wonderful. Okay. You want to write and work on collecting parts of Lego set at the same time, and you're doing neither? Are you having that executive choice paralysis or whatever the kids call it nowadays? Don't worry, I know that feeling all too well. Don't worry, you make the meta. I thought Milky wasn't your character. I thought Darcy was your character. I thought Milky was Expoto's. See if her Milk can get the kill. Ooh, not enough. Oh, she gets the crit. Never mind. We're good. We're good. Love it. I mean, Darcy's done a pretty good job of existing. I mean, the problem is that a lot of the enemies we're running into are just really, really busted. And so it's kind of getting out, like fighting these enemies are becoming a lot more difficult as time has progressed. Oh, Ivy, heal. I really need to fix that bishop sprite. Ugh. I hate looking at the, that sprite is supposed to be like Analea specific. Maybe I'll fix it next time before I forget. I'm probably gonna forget though. Yeah, that Vermeil level up was really tragic. She's doing okay only because she's holding on to the Fire Emblem, which is at least giving her decent stats, but I think she might be part of the bench crew soon. I don't like saying that, but it's starting to look like she might be part of she might be a bench warmer in the near future. I don't make them rules. That's how the Fire Emblem games be. Thing is, Analea doesn't actually have a normal heal staff, so I don't want to waste the physics stabs. That's fine, we'll figure this out. Okay, let's get Lucina over here as we try to push up this corridor of death. There's one dude here. I'm gonna save state these because this map is so long. I'm willing to save state before we fight each of these bosses. Yeah, I feel really bad because a lot of Limeware's characters were, I think, had potential, but they were just unfortunately kind of screwed by like either growth or the bases of the characters that he got slotted into. They were really unfortunate. I think Ramil still has a chance because she actually does have some pretty decent skills. She does have Corona and Critical Force, and they're surprisingly useful skills. Her stat line is balanced across the board. If she just had a few good level ups, she'd be really good, aside from her HP, which is like just hot doo-doo, but worry about that later. How do I actually fight this? I'm gonna park these two. I'm gonna park these three here and see if this is enough to like maybe tank this. We'll bring Tatiyu over there. I'm pretty sure he's gonna fling a ranged weapon at us, which is gonna be the annoying part. I do need to get Yubel up there. I'm gonna crack that chest open. Oh yeah, wait till Sanic gets here. Sanic is gonna be an interesting fellow. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for the both of us. I'm getting out of here alive, and you, well, you don't stand a chance. All right, Edgelord. Oh my gosh, he does 6 damage. What was I scared about? I thought this man was gonna do like 50 more billion points of damage, and I'm like, what? How does trading work? You park two characters next to each other, and then they can swap items in their inventories. That's it. Yeah, if he was using the silver axe, it'd be way worse. Oh, hey, look, more dudes. Ah, my favorite, more spawns. Okay, how do we approach this fight? Wait. Ooh, that's nasty. I'd be an M200 from Girls Frontline? I don't remember who I liked in Girls Frontline. Cheyenne does look pretty... Oh, she's M200. Yeah, that's right. I do remember this character. I haven't played Girls Frontline in forever. I don't even know if the first game still exists anymore. I thought it like shut down. How do I even approach this fight? If Tatiyu could get up there, that'd probably make this a little bit easier, but... Oh, it still exists? I thought they shut down for some reason. I thought they just told everyone to go to number 2. I'll not do this one, just the baddest. Well, you see, I think my favorite was Negev, but that character's never gonna come to Girls Frontline 2. For obvious reasons. I feel like I don't need to explain why, but yeah, that's never happening. Ooh. I gotta find a way to rip through this. I don't know if we can kill this in one cycle. I don't think we can. Okay, hold on. If someone would have to crit on a 23 and not die, and then after that Simon needs to hit. I think that's not feasible. Wait, do you just explode? Do we just rescue and just run? Maybe we just rescue and run. Yeah, actually no, I think this is the correct way to do it. We have to bait him onto the onto that tile while we get everyone else like running over there so we can just clobber him. Yeah, I think that's the only solution. Don't worry, we're getting the whole team. We're getting the whole squad over there. If we gotta commit everyone to do this, we'll do it. We should probably also pull Havel out of the way. Havel's been getting like kinda ripped apart. Some of these enemies are a little sick nasty. Actually, can Milky get this kill? Let's find out. Yep. Okay, so she's just cutting the air, and apparently that's still enough. Great. Good to know. Good to know that that's how that works. God, I love assassinate animations. They're so fun. Lethality animations are so cool. I think a lot of people's like first Fire Emblem character with assassinate or lethality was like Jafar from Fire Emblem 7, and he's such a cool badass character. And then you try building any of the other two thieves like Legault and Matthew into assassins, and they suck so much. Yeah, Milky Blade basically has, what is it called, Judgment Cut? I think it's called Judgment Cut, right? God, I haven't really played Devil May Cry, but I love like the absolute aura farming that game just involves. It's so, as the kids say, it's so peak. Where's Lear? Lear, I demand you hand me a staff. Perfect, mending is great. Alright, so now I can use mending. Yeah, the guy just saw Milky aura farming, and then he just fell over. Virgil's edgy. He's so edgy, and it is so cool. That's why I think a lot of people love him. I love his entire shtick of just like, I think when I first saw that one video of someone playing Virgil in Devil May Cry, and basically he did like some super mega combo, but it was timed to the his theme song. I was like, this is peak. This is just peak gaming. Go on Aura, look up John Rod. I don't want to click that. I don't want to click what, I don't want to know what John Rod means. I am the storm that is approaching. I can't sing it. I don't have the voice for it. See, I have what's called a documentary voice or terrible voice acting voice, but I do not have the voice that is necessary to sing, you know, heavy metal, unfortunately. Oh, the Stickman stand? Okay, that's what it is. Okay, I've seen that one on Reddit, yeah, and Twitter. I saw that one going around, and I was like, Alright, you go have fun over there. I'm just gonna run Havel and Milky over here too, because there's another door here. I guess we can just break down the walls of oppression. God, I still can't believe Milky murdered that thing despite having. So just as a reminder, Milky has 22 skill. Lethality triggers on half skill, so 11. But then you just add 10 and 30, so it's immediately 40. 40 plus. So we're already at 51. And then if below 50%, you add another 30% on top of that, which, you know, cranks it up to like 81% chance to proc lethality, which is why it's incredibly busted and overpowered and really funny. Holy moly, she dies. Okay. Do we really not have the damage for this? We'll actually save this a little bit, because I'm like trying to figure out, like, this is basically like the weirdest puzzle I have to solve. Zongo basically can't do any damage. This thing is, like, he's so fast is the problem, too. Like, Logger can do some damage, like, some damage is the emphasis, is the keyword here. But this man is beefy. Oh, wait. I forgot, Logger does have Savage Blow, so that does make it a little easier. I don't want to just rely on Milky for everything. As funny as it is, Milky is starting to become a crutch, and I don't want to be crutching on Milky the whole time. We gotta rely on others. Oh my god, she moved, and then she decided, I want to move again. Alright. Chill. Where is Ivy? Ivy's all the way over here. Okay. It's the first battle of Binding Blade and you already lost some units. Oh, yeah, you might want to try again. It's all practice. You get better at it over time. Does Zongo get doubled? No! There goes Zoingo, our rally bot. I didn't think he would do that much. Oh, he switched to the Silver Axe, that's why. I was like, okay, well, that explains a lot. I tried my best. That's what matters, right? No, Zoingo dies here. Unless it gave me a game over screen, I wasn't gonna reload that. I'm sorry, Zoingo. That guy did way more damage than I was anticipating. And so, the 5th death of this run, aside from Simon and Havel, who did die earlier, is Zoingo, who perishes on the field of battle after a long, glorious fight. Gotta ban yourself and then your characters. I don't think that's how this works. Can you imagine? I would never do that, but I think I've seen some people who like ban the player if they die and then at the end of the run unban everyone. I would never do that, but that is kind of funny. It's a concept. Oh, that's a lot of things moving towards us. God, is this map gonna take the whole night? Good lord. We're not even halfway done with this. Alright, you kill this one real quick. Die in the game, you get banned in real life. Hey, speaking of which, did you see that they came out with a new Sword Art Online video game recently, which I thought was kind of interesting. Apparently it's not very popular at all. Like, apparently it's getting like some pretty negative reviews for just being a game that's not like worth the money. Let's see if Havel survives this. I don't even know if Havel's gonna survive this. How do I even kill this? Okay, so he's at least on his funny weapon, so I could probably try to just bum rush him with spells. EXP is basically if you dealt damage, or if you so if you dodge an attack, you get one. Okay, so if you're in combat, you get one no matter what. If you deal damage, you get some EXP. It doesn't really matter how much damage, as long as you did some damage. If you did 0 damage, you get 1. If you kill the enemy, you get a lot of EXP. So you kind of need to go for the kill. All right, Z-Poser got the kill. I didn't want to deal with all this. At least Queen Kalia won't have my head. Wait a second. Yes, she will. Now, who's gonna replace Zoingo? That's the real question. Zoingo was so tanky too. Another a tank falls. All right, we're gonna run Z-Poser to that chest. I want to know what's in there, and then let's get everyone moving down south, because there is a very, very hungry contingent of very angry people coming our way, and I don't know how I'm gonna tank this, but we're gonna try. Let's see. I think I put Ray here, and then I can probably. I don't think Darcy should tank. I think we put Lear here. Darcy can tank, but I'm trying to avoid it. It's not exactly ideal. Holy moly, she keeps getting free actions. Just kind of keep everyone together so we can try to force the what's it called, the what do you call it, support bonuses. Gotta make your long lost cousin Zoingo to replace your unfortunately we're actually out of slots. All the slots are now filled up. Yeah, all the stats are now actually filled. Okay, I need to use restrooms, so I'm gonna let the game run while I go do my funny idle business where I pick flowers, or whatever the kids call it nowadays. Well, at least we're all alive. Also, I found, for whatever reason, I was browsing Twitter on my phone, and I can't get over this video I found of a white guy who is really fluent in Chinese, and he's basically just reading Chinese proverbs in response to modern memes, and I'm just like, this is not the content I was expecting. This is some peak quality comedy. Okay, let's rip through the rest of this fight, shall we? Okay. Okay, so first of all, you need to kill this so we can get you over here. That's not the guy who orders him for. I think I don't know. The tweet was literally just subtitled, I'm going through a Chinese arc right now. And it was basically like him reading some poetry in response to an image of like hypergamy and all that. Now, I'm not gonna get into that, but it was very interesting. And I was like, you know what? This man knows where he's at in life. And when you drink too hard of the Beijing Buck, is that the weird alcohol that all the Chinese people drink because it gives them like, it's like the partying drink? It's like, oh my gosh, hi Shiba, how are you? I can't get over the fat dumpy. God. Akabe mentioned getting like I should get a dumpy emote, but I was like, I don't know if I want to ask for thrum booty. Can we rip through this? That's so many enemies. Problem is Ivy's all the way up there. There's not really a way to bring her down here. I think we just have to try to fight our way through this, unironically. Oh my god, these mages are so scary. Alright, some of them may die, but I don't have a choice. I think we have to try to carve. Actually, no, what am I doing? We can just keep pulling back. We can just keep doing like a retreating defense. I don't have to force my way through this. Forcing my way through this is a foolish endeavor, and there's not really a point in doing so. So we shan't. Okay. So my strategy for this is I'm just gonna pull everyone back. A fairly decent amount. I'm gonna keep Ray around the corner here, and Simon can have the final stand here. I think Simon should be tanky enough to survive this. I'll put Simon on this, actually. Simon here. Logger pulls back here. So essentially, Ray with her Nosferatu Tome is going to tank most of the damage, and Simon's gonna be there to like bait out like maybe a few hits. It would be very cursed, and I don't think Ray would allow it to exist, although it would be really funny. I don't know. We can ask Ray later if this is a thing that she'd be okay with. But finding someone to commission that is kind of a hassle, and that's kind of like the other problem. Mostly because it's like commissioning emotes, I don't really want to spend money right now because I have Japan coming up soon, and I may or may not have spent a decent amount of money today on things that I probably didn't need, but I really wanted. So I was like, am I gonna regret this? Maybe. Emote commissions can be hit or miss. I've been very blessed with the people that I commission for emotes, which is basically just Suno and whoever else I have on my panels that I'm like blanking out on. Ika's the one who did a lot of the emotes. Oh my gosh, that actually does hurt. Yeah, Ika did most of the emotes, and she's great, but she's very like hard to find sometimes, because sometimes she'll want to stream and sometimes she'll want to do art and sometimes she doesn't. But otherwise, yeah, Ika and Suno. Oh, and Surprise did the Wiggle, which is like weirdly enough the most popular emote. You know what was really funny? When I was looking, I think last year, I was looking at the Twitch recap, and you want to know what the most used emote was of 2025? It wasn't an emote of me. Oh no, it was the Ray Wiggle emote. Was the #1 most used emote in this channel in 2025, and I'm like, I don't think this is how it's supposed to work, but all right. So I was not going to question it. I was like, this is just where we're at now. Ray is the more important person on the channel. To be fair, it is a good emote. Ray, aren't you supposed to be in a Pal World tournament right now? Aren't you? Are you winning? Okay, so I think with this, can we carve through this? You lost? Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, you tried. Okay, to go Yogotaro, we just really like girls. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fair and logical. Okay, let's get Havel moving up here. We're still getting Yokotaro Evangelion. Oh my goodness, I can talk about that for a long time. So yeah, we're getting Yokotaro Evangelion, which is going to be very interesting. I'm more interested to see if they're going to be using the Yokotaro Evangelion plot line or whatever to be the basis for the Final Fantasy XIV raid coming in Evercold, which is based on Evangelion, because they're making the 24-man raid series in Evercold to be based. It's a collab with Evangelion, which is gonna be so interesting. I'm like, why is this the collab? But I like Evangelion, so I'm not complaining, but it's just one of those like interesting choices that we're making here. What could Yokotaro have meant by this? They're showing the end of Evangelion theaters in the year. Are they actually? Interesting. Let's Simon get this guy. I'm pretty sure Simon can kill this. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I need to finish 14 Dawn Trail set patch quest before I forget, because I've been like putting it off, and just because I've been playing like so many other things, and I keep thinking to myself, oh, I got time, I got 6 months, but you know, I said that, you know, when it was last month, when it was 7 months, I said that the month before when it was 5 months, and the more I think about it, like, yeah, time is starting to run out and finishing this patch quest before I know it. Gonna see it tomorrow. Ooh, enjoy. I'd like to see it in theaters, but I don't know. Speaking of theaters, I did see Odyssey over the weekend. I thought that movie was really good. Christopher Nolan is probably one of my favorite filmmakers, and his movies have like a very specific feel to them that I really enjoy. But boy, I really wish I'd gotten to see that movie in 70mm IMAX, but that is just not a thing in my... There's like one 70mm IMAX theater in my entire area, and it is booked out for like the next, basically every single showing, because after that I think Spider-Man has to take its spot soon, and it's like, man, I never get to see the Christopher Nolan films and the intended experience, which does kind of suck. I'd love to, but yeah, good luck getting a seat at getting an opportunity to see it. God, look at Lear go. Lear's just ripping through him. I will say, if you like the Odyssey or any of that Homer's Iliad or whatever, the Odysseys, the movie is really good. I can give my wholehearted recommendation to watch it. I don't know why. I saw ahead of time that people were saying that it's not going to be a good movie or whatever because of some of the casting choices, but honestly, I didn't see it. I thought it was fine. Also, I can't believe they keep casting... I mentioned this to Ray the other day, but I was like, I can't believe they keep casting Tom Holland in these roles where he's supposed to be like in his teens, if not early 20s, and he's already like 30 something, but the dude just looks so young that they can just keep putting him in all these roles. It's so funny to me. All right, let's get this chest. A door key. Wow. Okay. Does that... Oh, because I need 3 keys to open this room? Oh, this is the final boss, the Elite Shadow. Oh, is Hulk in the new Spider-Man? I do plan on watching this new Spider-Man at some point. I haven't gotten around to doing that. When it comes out, I will. I have to book my tickets. Oh, and then there's that other thing. That reminds me. I saw that the new trailer for whatever it is coming out soon. For Doomsday. Okay, so here's the thing. So does anyone remember Barbenheimer? Do people remember Barbenheimer when that was a thing? Which was kind of like a naturally occurring, humorous combination of the fact that those two movies, Barbie and Oppenheimer, were released on the same day, right? So fans were kind of turning into like its own mini event called Barbenheimer. But then a lot of the movie studios were like, wait, what? We can just force people into coming up with their own, you know, in these funny trends. Because, and the only reason I'm saying this is because I like Dune. Dune's a pretty cool film. For whatever reason, they're like, so anyways, what if we have Dune and Doomsday, like, you know, the MCU's Doomsday, release on the same day? And what if we call it Doomsday? And I'm just like, this is stupid. Because the only thing I'm gonna watch Dune 3, and then I'm not gonna go turn around and watch, you know, Marvel's movie on the same exact day. I can handle one theater movie a day. Yeah, at least, yeah, exactly. It is gonna be an interesting experience if you do like that type of thing, but I think that's a little excessive in my opinion. Pick one, don't watch both. You'll go crazy. Okay. Let's get these. God, this map is so long. Good God. I can't imagine trying to speedrun this map. For context, it's already turn 20. We still have 2 more bosses to rip through. We still have to start the final chapter, or the next chapter after this. This is chapter 16. Next chapter is 17. And then we still have 18, 19, 20. I think I was looking at the chapter editors, and the maps are still really big, FYI. Well, I think 18 is kind of small, but this is probably like the longest map in the run, I think. Yeah. I brought Captain the Doom. Oh yeah, I saw the trailer. You know what's really funny? Apparently the entire script for that movie got leaked online. So if you really wanted to, you can find the entire plot line available, and you can read it, and you can make your own interpretation about what is happening. Oh my gosh, how can't kill this even the halberd. It's based off the BOK. What's the BOK? Oh, you mean book? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, everything is book adaptations nowadays. Listen, you're the one that misspelled it, not me. It's just like how a lot of anime is just technically book adaptations. All anime is just book adaptations in this day and age. Oh, thank goodness he doesn't move. He's so old and lazy he refuses to move. Thank goodness. I can just beat up everyone around him instead. Alright, Simon, time to be an all-American hero. Alright, let's pull everyone else up there. So at least it's not moving. Oh, maybe I need to be a little careful. I don't want to get Tabitha murdered before she gets a chance to be the true champion. Can I reposition her? Back? Okay, there we go. That's a little better. There's just so many units I have to keep moving around, so that's why this is getting a little ridiculous. It's okay. This map is definitely draining. Oh my goodness. We're definitely not going to be able to finish the next map this chapter, or this stream, I think is my guess, depending on how, it depends how long it is. I gotta get these archer, the ones with the keys down here. Oh my gosh, I just realized Yuba also has his own unique voice lines too, because he's an anime protagonist man. Oh, that's right. I think next week I said for Tuesday we're gonna do the Kingdom Hearts plot explanation summary. Is that something people really want to watch? Do people really want to watch me sit for 4 hours, like, explain to you the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts plotline? You actually want that? Okay. I mean, the polls seemed very indicative that yes, this is content that people actually want. So I'm like, all right, I guess I actually want to replay Kingdom Hearts recently. I've been wanting to. It's been on like my list of wanting to replay it, not you. Fair enough. It's not for everyone, obviously. New Madoka movie's released in Japan in a month's time. I'm gonna wait until it comes to the West. I'm gonna watch it in theaters if it comes to the US. I'm gonna pull these casters out. Is Simon tanky enough to tank the casters? Probably not. I think the solution is I just run Ivy up there. Yeah, see, the solution is you just have your most overpowered mage tank everything, and then they'll be a-okay. So I can just park Ivy here. Those two will start poking at her. Is this a summoner? What is a druid? What the heck is this? Perfectionist. What do you have? Malefic Aura. So yeah, we'll have to see if we end up doing it. I think I did say yesterday that, like, yes, this is probably something we'll do, but it really depends, like, what's coming out in terms of games, in case I want to stream anything. Because again, right now a lot of our schedule's kind of locked in for a bit because of there's an influx of people who want to see more of the what's the word I'm thinking of King of the Castle. So, and King of the Castle is kind of fun. I actually did enjoy that stream quite a bit. That's why we're doing it again. But if certain strategy games come out and desire my attention, I will not deny them my attention. Wow, look at that. They became more friendly. What rank are they now? Look at all those C ranks. Except some of Logger's friends are now dead. Emmett Yan is benched. Arani is currently benched in favor of Ivy. Lucina's kind of rough to use. Ramil's kind of hard to use. Clara died. So, all right, Ivy, time to tank everything. Wow. Look at that. Fenrir, too bad. Oh, wait, no, you don't have a... I thought she had a Nosferatu for some reason, but she does not. Okay. Let's see. Oh my god, look at my water. I'm feeling a little tired, so this may be an early... we may end stream a little early. We'll see. Is there a limited amount of units you can have? Yes. 50. But in the GBA games, you will never reach that limit. Unless you're playing a ROM hack, in which case you will reach that limit, depending on how the ROM was designed. As to how many units you can deploy on a map, it depends on the map. It depends on the map. Well, Ivy straight up does not have a Nosferatu tome. She can't have a Nosferatu tome. FE6 doesn't even have 50 recruitables. You can't reach the limit in... Okay, if you mean like summoning 50 enemies to fight you, yes. I think Ziri was asking about how many enemy or units you can have in your army, which is a whole different problem. This bishop is surprisingly durable, and it's becoming a problem. You know what? I think Vermeil can get the kill. Nope. Can Vermeil get the kill on this one? Yes! There we go. That's what we're looking for. 50. We're reinforcing that return. Well, you see, the solution is you just win faster. Don't let that amount of reinforcement stop you, and you'll be fine. Right? That's the trick. I will say, I wish Fire Emblem had more escape maps. There's a map that I played in a ROM hack, or maybe I was imagining this, but I swear there was a map I played in a ROM hack where you had to go from point A to point B, left to right, in this giant like mountain valley gorge thing, while at the same time enemies from the north and south, like flyers, are like beset upon your position the entire time. I'm like, that's such a cool concept. No! Don't use warp staffs. I don't allow warp staffs. I would never put a warp staff in my games. Oh my goodness, Milky could probably kill this. Do I really want to try it? What the heck is this guy's special abilities? Sure. You know what? Go ahead, Milky. Have fun. Makes FE DLC. I was working on a ROM hack a long time ago. Didn't finish it, and mostly got one demo chapter out, but that was about it. Come on, Milky. There we go. Perfect. Simon has did Simon actually cap speed and strength? I didn't even notice. Let me take a look. Death comes at last. My queen. They come. I leave it to you. Slowburn on a boss is pretty appropriate though, because it does benefit. It basically encourages you to push faster, but at this level of difficulty, it matters little. Because now we're gonna have someone go over there. Oh, what? What just happened? Demon Shadow. A shadow figure that uses demon magic to attack. Except now a bunch of them have spawned in. Why? Silver axe, silver sword. Oh wait, they all dropped their items. Wait, it's just free A rank weapons. It's just free weapons. Wait, we have a longbow. Could probably. Oh wait, they're out of range for the longbow. Hello, Bong Bong. How are you? This is some very interesting choices that they're making. I'll have to deal with this at some point. Speaking of which, did Zeoposer hit A rank in arrows yet? So that we can use the super-powered bow? Or is that not a thing yet? Almost, we're getting there. Okay. Let's see if we can move you out of the way. Bless your move. Alright, let's go grab this last key. Okay. Anyways, let's take a look at Simon's stats. I forgot to take a look. Yes, so Simon has now capped strength and speed at level 12. Thanks to the mighty power of Mighty Putty. Well, really because of aptitude. You're waiting Yukon and Limbus Company, Railway 2 Boston being open is being permanently open. The new wars are also POG. I don't know what these words mean, but I hope you're at least enjoying the thing that you're playing. These are words I do not understand, unfortunately. I forgot you well healed up too. Hey look, this Goober is here now. We can heal him up and we can figure out how we're gonna approach this fight. The problem is that we have to basically, I think the strategy is you have to run in, kill the casters. I'm about to lose the Pegasus. Wait, what difficulty are you playing on? Are you playing 6, right? Binding Blade? This one doesn't move. These do, okay. Yeah, no, I wasn't kidding. This map is painfully long. And that's kind of the problem. It's just stupid long. We gotta get a position for the next set of encounters. I think the solution, as soon as we crack the door open, we have to just immediately, like, gib the casters as fast as we can. Which I think we'll be able to do. It'll probably be like another 4 or 5 turns before we actually fight anything. I may also want to... Oh, hi. Oh, that's a lot. This map is never ending. Jesus Christ. This map just never ends. I mean, I'm not complaining. There's a lot of EXP, but I'm like, please, give me a break. Let's see, there's a Pegasus. Oh, you generally don't want to lose your Pegasuses because they're really good. They're really good. I will drink, worry not. Alright, well, thankfully we're all relatively high health, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure Milky could just assassinate this. Milky, go! Assassinate. Never mind. Okay, she tried. Do not Iron Man FE6 blind. I will say, if it's your first time playing Fire Emblem, just restart every time you lose someone and just retry the map. Because early game, it is really painful to lose someone, and if you're just starting out, you don't want to be losing people left and right. Although my first run of Fire Emblem 7 was in fact an Iron Man experience, and I was like 10, because I didn't realize, oh, what people normally do is they restart. No, we just raw dogged it, and I was like, well, I tried. It turned out fine for the most part, but I was like, Oh yeah, or save state. Save stating is really good too if you're just starting out, so you can kind of learn. But honestly, at the same time, doing an Iron Man run is a very good way to force you to learn how to play the game and adapt. So it's not wrong to do it that way too. Play it the way you want to play it, and that's probably fine. You do get a lot of decent pre-promotes that have really good bases, but have like hot doo-doo growths. But just pick your favorite character. Like whenever I play Fire Emblem 7, I immediately, as soon as I get Nino, I'm like, this is my precious child, and I will make sure she becomes the strongest death mage ever. And I will always use Nino in all my playthroughs, even if she is statistically one of the worst characters in the game. She's not statistically like terrible, but because she's like an S character and she arrives so late and her bases are terrible and her level, well, her bases are okay, but she comes at like level 1 when everyone's already like pre-promoted. It's like, well, I'm gonna make her strong anyways. My favorite characters are literally the S archetype. All right, Z-Poser, go for the kill. Nope, unlucky. Where's the unit review for Hannah? Where's the whole unit review for the previous run? That's the real question. Maybe one day. Oh my goodness, Darcy, how could you miss? Lightband's always the funniest wave stick enemy. It is so funny, I agree. But that's the whole gimmick, right? Soon TM. Ah, I have so many videos that I tell myself I should probably make this video, and then I just don't do it. It's mostly like a laziness thing, and I'm sure I've mentioned this a bajillion times, but like so many things I gotta do. Like, especially when I just keep getting into new hobbies like photography. I bought a new camera bag recently. because I couldn't resist the urge to do online shopping. And I'm gonna maybe regret this decision in a bit, but at least I can say that I have a cool new bag that I was really looking forward to getting. I never thought I'd be the type of person to be looking into bags a lot, yet here I am looking at bags. Bags are in fact pretty cool. I think Vermeil can get this kill. Actually, can Vermeil get this other kill? Oh, yeah, to go for it. Nice. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure that'll succeed, but you never know with 1N RNG. Hello, Flatland Snake. How are you doing? All right, let's get Yubel up here too. Let's see. Can you get the kill? Yes, theoretically. There we go. Lucina's getting big and strong. Actually, I think if Lucina has a couple levels, she'll be... Like, her stats are actually not that bad. It's just that she's low level for where we're at in the game. If she just had a few more levels, she'd be able to, like, rip through the enemies. And thankfully, this is a good training opportunity. All right, they're going for Darcy. Let's see if Darcy can be the champion that we need her to be. Yeah, we might give her the potatoes, yes. But I'm trying to figure out who actually deserves or needs the potatoes more. I'm just trying to make sure the people who have the potatoes are, you know, actually the ones who need it the most. All right. By the way, those are some flyers and cavaliers over there, and bishops. And Ivy is here to tank them all. God, imagine if Ivy had a Nosferatu tome. If you lose the main characters, you get a game over, and you have to restart the map. Great shield triggered. Lamau, 0 damage. Love to see it. I can't believe that also works for magic attacks too. Okay. Because we're not allowed to progress yet, and we still need to kill all these enemies. Let's keep killing. Oh boy, I love killing. Okay. Let's kill the rest of these. This might be the only map we do tonight. I legitimately did not expect this map to be such a slog and such a grind. On the other hand, this is a really good opportunity to get... Oh, Jesus Christ, it's Halberd. This is a really good opportunity for some characters to finally get some well-deserved EXP. Like Ray, who surprisingly is actually not that high level and could probably use a bit more oomph in her strikes. And maybe some music, because she still doesn't have any music for her spell. I don't know what happened, why it doesn't have a sound effect. I should probably fix this at some point. Eventually. Let's see. We gotta kill the casters. Ah, excellent. But yeah, if you lose the main characters, you just get an automatic game over, and you're just kind of forced to reload the map. That's it. Not that bad. You'll be fine. Ava can probably kill this. Oh, switch to Cease Calling. Yeah. Delicious. The thing I hate about the shadows, this is my own personal opinion, but the thing I hate about the shadow enemies is that from a glance you don't know what they are, right? Because they're essentially omni equipped with everything. They have omni weapon ranks. But it's really annoying because, at least for most enemies, like, I look at this one, I know it uses a sword. I look at this one, I know it uses a spear. I look at this one, I have to check its inventory to make sure check what it's using. You know what I mean? It's the, it doesn't have the ROM hack doesn't have a very good way to distinguish what each of these things are actually doing. And I remember learning this from TF2, but that's kind of like a sin in character design, or at least game design. You want your thing to be at least easily to be identifiable. No, I know you can hover over it, but I need it to be from directly from a visual look of the icon. Like, if I, like, you look at Ivy. Okay, so assuming you don't have the top left thing, right? You look at Ivy, you know that's a healer. You look at, like, you know, the top. You look at Logger's icon. Without that UI in the top left over there, you know at the very least he uses an axe. You know that the adventurer Z-opposer uses a bow. I feel like this should be a thing that just happens no matter what. But these sprites are so hard to distinguish what's actually happening that you don't get that information, if that makes sense. There's 3 here, 2 here. Can Logger do any damage? A little. Exactly. But the shadow creatures don't have that. The shadow creatures just look like shadows, and that's the sin. Wow, Lager continues to crit on the weirdest numbers possible. 3% crit chance, casual crit. Can Lucina get the kill? Ooh. And Zeoposer get the kill. Yes! I mean, I get that's a gimmick, but you could have like a, this is the dark magic one, and this is the dark, you know, physical one, you know, that type of thing. I'm kind of just complaining for because it's just kind of annoying. It's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. What just happened? Was that Divine? Lamau, look at that. Poor thing. How many more enemies do we have to fight? There's at least this last wave here. Okay. I guess we should probably start cracking open the doors, but I kind of sent the people who have the keys down here. Actually, let's just wake up Yubel and have Yubel do the other one. Can I turn off the dance animation? You cannot turn off the dance animation. That's really annoying. Yeah, who needs the double when you're just a giant stat ball? Like Yubel here, with the Holy Shaft. Wow, look, he even has his own custom color palette because he's so cool. He's an anime protagonist. I've actually been reading some weird bad anime manga recently. Although it's actually not that bad. I was reading something called, I think it's called like Tenken, where it's like the Sword Dad or whatever what it's called, the nickname. It's actually a lot of fun to read. It's very enjoyable. I enjoy a lot of these manga or anime where the whole theme is, but what if it was child rearing in a way? That's the fun content that I enjoy. It's pleasing. All right, we gotta get ready for the other wave, so I guess we'll just start moving everyone around over here. Okay. People would think Kirito was cool. He probably would. It'd probably be like best of bros because they're like such wacky edgelords. I saw that the author for Sword Art Online was actually making new novels, but it was essentially like side story novels taking place in the Aincrad arc, where it's like the whole plot line is just Kirito and Asuna having like their lovey-dovey life together, and it's just like, did this need a whole dedicated novel? I guess so. Ooh, these two are supporting. Alright, doesn't really matter what their plot line is. Yeah, my name is Kirito, and I'm so cool, and I'm a beater, because that means beta cheater, and it's just like, okay. Let's see. It's not even fanfic, he's the actual author, so it's less fanfic as he's just writing canon. But he's just like, well, I want more lovey-dovey content in my story, so I was like, alright, sure. It's your story, brother. You make whatever you want to make and makes you happy. God, these adventures are so annoying. I still can't believe the only unit we've lost so far is Zoingo. That's actually the craziest part about all this. Oh my god, I'm actually getting tired. I think after this map we probably will just... and we'll probably end stream a little early today. I'm feeling pretty tired. I normally try to take a nap after I get home so that I'm at least energized for stream, but I did not get a chance to do that today, and that's kind of the unfortunate reality. Come on, Logger, be the hero we need. There we go. Hey, look, if you were the author and you could write your own canon, wouldn't you want to write your own canon and make it reality? All right, Logger has now reached the maximum level of 20/20. This is Logger's final stats for the run. Max strength, max speed, pretty high HP, pretty decent defense and resistance, but other than that, that's about it. Skill needs a bit of work, but that's it. I disabled one specific flag for a different fight. I don't know how this Yubel's flag got messed up, but I'm kind of just rolling with it at this point and not questioning it. I wonder if Z-Poser's gonna get the kill. I like how Z-Poser just never crits anymore. Z-Poser crits like 2 or 3 times and just like, I'm done critting, I'm good. Alright, let's rip through the remainder. There we go, this one should die. Is a cannon running by the publisher? Yes, it is, yeah. That's the whole point. Fire Emblem mentally draining with all those thinking strats. I mean, it is kind of draining in a way, but that's why I find it a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan of like tactical RPGs and stuff like that. That's why this type of game, this genre appeals to me on a spiritual level, and that's why I do these PMEs. This is our second or third PME. I think this is our third PME we've ever done. Yeah. Got it. I remember when I did the first PME, that was, it was just literally Fire Emblem 8, and then after that we did Sacred Trilogy, and now we're doing this one. Maybe Lucina can get a kill? No? Can she stab this one to death? Yes. Lucina's surprisingly tanky, which is kind of handy. Yeah, this is Sealed Hope. So we've done base Sacred Stones, we've done Sacred Trilogy, which is a remake of 8 with new content and more stuff, and then we've done Sealed Hope, which is this one. The first was re-involvement in this channel. Oh, okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it was a long time ago, so it would make sense that it probably was before your time. Yeah, it was like early in my VTubing shenanigans, and it was kind of hard to pull enough characters. I still think we're having problems pulling enough people to submit characters, and that's why I don't want to do runs or ROMs that have like 50 plus characters. Like, as fun as it would be to do, you know, Fire Emblem 6 ROM hacks, those runs usually have like some 50 bajillion characters, and I'm like, no. Because then at this point we're just kind of appealing to a specific subset of individuals who, I know a lot of you love Fire Emblem and I love Fire Emblem too, but I do need to make things fun for everyone too, and not just streams this game specifically. Alright, Simon can get the kill. Actually, let's give the kill to Vermeil. Yeah, you'll be fine. You know what Fire Emblem is? Oh, fair enough. Well, at least now you know what Fire Emblem is a little bit more about now. Maybe we'll make the PMEs a semi-regular thing, like maybe once a year or once every half year type of deal. Kind of like how we do Nekograd every year. I thought about maybe upping Nekograd to being twice a year, but I feel like it takes away from the anticipation if we just make it every single year, you know what I mean? That's why I'm like, maybe we keep it once a year for now. I don't know what the theme for the next colony of Nekograd is, but I think we might be going back to the roots of not maybe going into space, maybe sticking a little bit more to the ground, if you know what I mean. Support with Simon. What's your opinion of me? Pardon, have I done something wrong? Oh no, I just want to know what you thought of me now. Very well, I think you're a fine woman, Simon. You carry so much life and bring smiles everywhere. Yep, that's the face of joy and whimsy. Uh-huh. Might want to get your eyes checked out, lady. Alright. I think Zeoposer has the last key. Right? No, I think Yuval... No, it's Milky's got the last key. Okay. Let's get into position. And then let's get ready to rumble and tumble this, because this is going to be a nightmare fight. I'm pretty sure you came in during the XCOM streams, probably like one of the earlier runs, because I think I did 2 XCOM runs Like, I've done 3 actually. I think we've only finished 1 XCOM 2 run on this stream, and we never finished another one. Because unfortunately I did drop it, the last one we were doing, OCOM Season 3, just because it was getting so painful, and I was like, I'm not having fun anymore. And part of it is my own hubris. Maybe I should play on like a more normal difficulty and not playing on like, I don't even think I was playing on legendary. I think I was playing on like hard. Was I playing on legendary? I don't remember. I uninstalled the game, so I can't check anymore. I was like, let me just uninstall. If I uninstall the game, it can't hurt me anymore. They can't hit us over the wall, right? Okay, cool. So let's just get into position. We're gonna spend one more turn to reposition, and then we'll get ready to just bum rush this. Darkest Dungeon 1 for stage for the vibes. I'm glad you enjoyed the vibes. I do want to do Darkest Dungeon 1 again, but it's not as popular to watch, I think, anymore, which is the only reason we don't stream it as much. Yeah, sorry, Simon. Sorry, Tabitha. I go by Simon now. It's like, okay. Alright, let's see. So... The Mounties have to go straight for the back line, I think. The problem is I need to figure out how I'm going to organize this. Anlay should not be near the front. Anlay should be near the back. Tabitha should be actually near the front. And then I can maybe pull... I think Ray does enough damage. She can probably pull up here. Ivy's fine there. Okay. I think this is the team that we're running in with. We're in here submitting your own units. Is that all you're here for? Submitting your own stuff to join in these runs and not partaking in anything else that I do? It's okay, I understand. Alright, let's rip through this. I'm gonna save state this just because this map is so long and I don't want to have to restart this entire stupid thing. Okay, let's let Milky crack it open. Let the milking begin. Alright, so the goal is to rip apart everything except the back two. I didn't really plan how I was gonna do this, so as the kids like to say, we're just gonna vibe with it and just figure it out. Just roll with it. Ooh. Can I make up with 9 for this? Oh, that's fair, I get it. I understand because I know you're still over in Japan. Is merchant unit useless? The merchant is... So the main thing with the merchant is that he gives you access to your supply while you're on the map. That's why he exists. How is life in Japan, by the way? Hopefully you're having fun. You know how I was talking about that bag? I just ended up buying it on their official website, and I'll just pay the tariffs whenever it's time for dealing with the tariffs. It's almost time for Japan. So I only got like 90 days left. I've been counting down on my calendar. Very excited. I keep telling Ray, it's like, there's still a bunch of things I gotta pay for. Like, there's a few more hotels I gotta book, and then I also gotta book I gotta rent some cars. I plan on driving a bunch when I'm over there, because I want to go visit Nico again, and I want to go visit Ine in Kyoto, and then I think and also drive around the mountains. Yeah, I heard it's really bad right now. Like, it's super painful, so I hope you're doing okay. All right, Havel's just out here clobbering everything. Cool. You want to go to Japan? You know what's funny? If you can afford the plane ticket, Japan itself is actually not terribly expensive. The hotels are really pricey, especially if you're staying in somewhere like Tokyo. But if you just stay in like the non-major parts of Tokyo, like say, for example, when we go, we don't stay in Shinjuku or Shibuya or like Ueno. We kind of actually stay over in like Suidobashi, which is like only like a few minutes away from, it's like literally one stop away from Akihabara, or maybe 2, and then you can take that to the Yamanote and use that to go wherever you want, or you go the opposite direction and take it all the way to Shinjuku. So there's a lot of ways to make it cheaper. Doing my initial impression on the mountain, yeah. More realistically, it's more, there's a lot of places that you can get to. You can get to a lot of places with your car, but the main problem is that if you're with public transit, which is great, but public transit can sometimes be a little slow, especially if you're in the more rural areas, and depending on how much time you have on your trip, that can eat up into a significant amount of time. For example, there's one town I want to visit called Ine, which is like a lakeside, it's an oceanside town where they're known for the funeya, which are like the boats or the houses that have docks on the main, on like the lower floor, right? Like it's part house, part dock. And I've always wanted to see it in person. But I've never had a chance to, but I think this is the year I'm going to get the opportunity to do so, and so we're renting a car. If you drive, it's about 2 hours. If you take the bus, it's nearly 3 hours each way. And that's including at least one transfer from a train to a bus. So I'm like, if I just drive, we can stay and go whenever we please. Yes, what is the faux pas that you wish to engage in? That was a pretty easy fight. There we go. But no, Ray says I'm not allowed to drift. If I'm gonna drift, I'm just gonna do that in my video games. So if I'm gonna drift, I'll just do it in Assetto Corsa, or whatever the other one I'm playing is, Forza Horizon 6, which I probably need to open up today. I kind of forgot that the new season started, and I kind of didn't do any of the seasonal events yet, so I should probably do that. You just stay around the Keihanshin metropolitan area. What was that? That's Kansai, right? That's around. Oh yeah, that's just Kyoto, Osaka, Kobe. Yeah, that whole region. That's a very popular area too, and we're visiting that area too. Your friend Leah is sleepy. Is she streaming right now, or what time is she starting her stream? Yeah, I can raid into them. Okay. Oh, okay, they're actually active right now. Yeah, maybe after we're done with this map. We still got to finish this map up, and there's only 2 more enemies left, thankfully, so this should be an easy rip through. Okay, this enemy is actually surprisingly annoying to deal with. I know the struggle of being a young streamer. You know, it's actually been interesting. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about tips on being a streamer and whatnot recently because of the whole streamer university that's been going around with the streamer who does that thing. I don't know who that streamer is, but Kaisenat or something. And it's been pretty interesting seeing the drama that's coming out of that event for some reason. There's a lot of people talking about sponsorships and whatnot. I'm like, man, sponsorships would be cool. I don't know what that's like to get a sponsorship. Unless the Hooded Horse stuff counts. Or is that just me selling my soul to Hooded Horse? That's a real question here. Have I sold my soul to Hooded Horse? Probably. Alright, let's kill this last bad guy. This guy is the Elite Shadow. Ooh. He's got all range weapons. Got it. Okay, so we got a light brand if we kill him. I hate that he's got Nosferatu equipped. It means I have to actually be very careful how I hit him because... Actually, hold on. Okay, this is one of those weird fights, and I hate save scumming because I'm just so sick of this map being so long. This is one of those maps where I think it's actually better to just like bait it out and then get one hit in after Nosferatu triggers, and then we just give him as fast as we can. Probably we'll send Lear in and just murder him. All right, he's gonna go for Zia Poser. Dragon nude blood. Oh, is this a dragon? Is this a spooky dragon? My god, that is such an annoying combination of abilities. Holy cow, that's actually obnoxious. So this thing has Grizzly Wound and Poison Strike, which basically do the almost exact same thing, but if this initiates combat on you, you'll lose 40% of your HP, no matter what, post-combat. It's incredibly stupid. All right, Holy Shaft him. Oh, okay, well, I guess Yubo wants to just claim victory for himself. Ugh. Ugh. That was pretty good. All right, well, that was way easier than I thought. Oh boy, let's see what the plot takes us now. There's no other commanders to protect Queen Kalia. Lear, beyond this door is Her Majesty. This is where the final battle will begin and end. Yes, you're right. We have no time to waste. She's waiting for us. Let's go. Oh, is this the final? Wait, is this the final map for where we stand? I thought there's more to this. Wait. Huh? Wait, is this actually the end? It can't be. Wait. Hold up. Wait, what? Hold on. This can't be the ending, right? There's got to be more. Do we just... Maybe we might actually just keep going. Hold up. We might have to keep going because I thought this is actually the end. This can't be the end. Yeah, it says there's like 20 chapters. Huh? Let me double check this real quick. Okay, so yeah, this is not the final chapter. This must be like a part 2 of this chapter. Okay. Not so fast, Worms. You're not done till I'm dead. You're not stopping my reign of freedom. No matter how hard you try, I'll always win. We're ending this war you started, Kalia. It ends here. You, me, our weapons will decide the future of Attendus. Roar. That, what is that? What, you don't recognize the one that cried to you? Ziana, this is her form, a dragon. I thought you murdered her. No, you must have. The fire emblem is proof of that. Do you not know as you learn, so do I. Don't remember what accent I gave her last time. You bested my shadow soldiers with the fire emblem, so I decided to take what you protected into a weapon. Introducing my replica dragons, made from the very essence of those who I murdered. Replicas? How have you... No, how have you accomplished... I actually will read this cutscene because I'm actually kind of curious now. You need to explain what you are exactly. I need to explain? Why should I? You're a husk, not a human. You stated I was like you, being a dragon. But what about your husk side? What are you? What am I? What am I is a survivor of the wrath smited upon me. You mean from the dragons? That's why you want to kill the dragons? Because they attempted to kill you? Is that irritation showing on your face? Maybe this will entertain me after all. Alright boy, here's the truth. I was created by Zwinderhell, the Dark Dragon. Oh my god, my throat actually can't do this voice. Oh my god. I hope you enjoy your Limbus update. Yeah, that you're doing 30 minutes per chapter in this game. You'll get better at the game. It's not an easy game to play. Take your time. You're not supposed to speedrun the game unless you're a speedrunner. To carry out his goals, I was a husk created to judge humans to see how they lived in their lives. Okay, so I'm just gonna summarize. I can't read this like with voices anymore because my throat is literally dying. I need to save my voice for tomorrow because if we're doing King of the Castle, you know. Okay, so basically, she was kind of blending in with the humans to learn how humans operated and how the dragons are kind of dicks and everything, and they punished her to die because she was kind of getting too sympathetic with the humans. And since she was actually part dragon, she was able to they couldn't kill her, so they just sealed her in the Dragon's Gate. And then eventually, apparently she kills a baby at some point. And wanted to be done. It's the death of the dragons. Okay, yeah, so she blah blah blah, dragons, Dragon's Gate, Dragon's Gate, dragons, more dragons, sadness, edgy, knowing the truth, etc. Dragons, humans, dragons, evil, dragons. Okay. Dragon War. Alright, I'm gonna skip the rest of this now because a lot of it's not really relevant to what we're doing. These dragons are replicas. Yes. Think again. I'm not backing down. I'll prove your words wrong. Let me remind you something. The Fire Emblem breaks all seals, including the dragon's power. What shot do you think you have? What are you getting at? The Fire Emblem could be the tool effective against the dragons in case there was need to kill them. I want that power myself. Okay, so basically she wants to have the Fire Emblem so she can kill the dragons if necessary. But they'll still wall you down because they're still replicas. Who would have guessed that a fake dragon is still as strong as a regular dragon? Okay. Do we want to do this map tonight? Jesus Christ. Golmrak's essence trapped for Kalia's own use. The stone that brings out a dragon's power. Wait a second. How are you even supposed to fight this? Also, what is her? Queen Kalia. The Queen of Creole who wishes to kill all the dragons and to reclaim freedom for the people. Yeah, Fire Emblem and dragons. Name a more iconic duo. True. Whoa. Wait. Okay, hold on. So this dragon has renewal, so it heals 30% of its HP every turn. This one has Death Blow and Frenzy, Blood Tide. Oh my lord. What does this one have? This one has Armored Blow, Night Tide, and Insight, and then this is just Embracing their true self, a form where the user reveals all. What the fuck are these? Okay, Zwinderhell. With the Dark Dragon's power, can fully control dark magic. Power Shield Plus. Takes no damage, attacks receive that range. Okay, so you have to be in melee. Can't be crit. Death Blow, Certain Blow, and Duelist Blow. Also plus 60, so she has 90 strength, 90 magic. 75 skill, 30 speed. Oh, okay, so they're giving us a little bit of a, you know, leeway with that. What does that say? 95 luck, 85 defense, 75. I'm pretty sure you're not actually supposed to be able to kill her. Do these essences do anything? I don't think these essences do anything, right? I think they're just plot items. Yeah, they seem to just be plot items. Oh, no, they're not. They actually do things. And it is a weapon, so it can't be stolen either. He says, freedom. I mean, hold on. I want to just... Okay, let's save the game real quick. This can't be the final map. This is probably like chapter 16 part 2. I guess we might as well try to do it. We still got an hour, but I am kind of tired already. And I can't bring everyone. God, I have to bring 15 units for this. Okay. So, which character? Okay, so hold on. Let's see. Kill Me belongs to, I think, John Doe, right? I don't even know who I would take on this. Do we take Samsung? If we take Samsung, we have to bench. Which one is your character? Logger. So I guess we could bench Logger. We take Samsung. And then take Helena. Oh wait, who's dead? Zoingo's dead. Right. We gotta completely bench Zoingo's entire kit. Sorry, Zoingo. The problem is we don't actually have another flyer, which is really funny. If I take these two, Tabitha and Newell have to come. Garm's dead. Emmett Jan's unfortunately not gonna be super useful for the rest of the run. Orsan is dead. Gina's the other. We do have another flyer. I guess we could bring Gina too. Yeah, so we still have one flyer technically. This is probably a weird kit. I do want to bring some other people. I forgot to... Oh wait, Gabura does function. We could take Gabura, but what's the point bringing Gabura at this point? Gabura has like super low max HP, which is super bad. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, because I just kind of want to see where this fight goes. We're not gonna commit. I will restart the fight next week. But I just kind of want to see what the gimmick of this map is. I'm actually genuinely curious, like, what the heck this map is trying to do to me. Let's quickly fix everything up and sort everyone's gear out real quick. No, I'm not here to buy another angelic robe. Wait, this one... We have a lot of these cool weapons. Unless it's going to be one of those weird things where you have to use the fire emblem to win. Actually, hold on. I swear that's the gimmick. Hey, Lear, get the fire emblem. Hold on, I swear this is probably the gimmick for this map. No, it just says defeat Kalia. Wait, hold on. We actually do damage to this thing. Oh, hold on. Lear, as an anime protagonist, actually does a somewhat decent amount of damage to this thing. Really? Hold on, who's Lear's support buddies? Okay, we gotta pull Havel up. Hold on, let's see, if we kill her, does it reduce the buffs? This was your form, Zayada. It's surreal to see a real dragon in my eyes. I'll have to defeat you, but you're refusing to move. And I see tears near your eyes. Ah, yes, the dragon is crying. Okay, this music's kind of banging, actually. What track is this? This is actually a really good soundtrack. It doesn't say what the soundtrack is for this fight. I assume it's like unique for the enemy. Can we do any other form of damage to this thing? Actually, a lot of our characters do okay amounts of damage to this thing, surprisingly. 41. Oh, because this one's defense is actually just 25. Ah, okay, so their defenses and resistances are not actually that scary. You know what? Hold on. Maybe we'll try to finish this fight tonight. I think we can actually do this tonight. Whatever team I just brought along, we'll just roll with it. I'm pretty sure we can just run this fight. If the opposer would land a crit, that'd be a lot better, though. So I think the queen doesn't move, right? Yeah, the main problem is this thing might actually be a little hard to kill. But you can send in the holy shaft, and that's usually more than enough. Zayada, a mage dragon. You were too faithful to humans. And now you've been murdered for believing in them. I hope you found hope. I'll finish this in your stead. Alright, yeah. This is probably not the true final fight, and this is probably just more like a kind of getting you to the final fight. He also did not give me any EXP, which I am a little sad about. I'm pretty sure everyone else who's here can partake in this and should be okay to deal damage. Because I think these actually don't have range. Yeah, they're all range 1 goobers. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, okay, so her stats do drop as you kill each of them. So the goal is, yes, kill them, and then you can kill her, and then her hyper-inflated stats start to drop, and then this becomes a lot more bearable and manageable. So I get the gimmick. The gimmick is cute, you know. It's actually kind of interesting. I don't know how they managed to pull that off, where it's like the items are tied. As soon as the character dies, the boss loses the item. All right, yeah, let's do this fight. This shouldn't take more than like 20 minutes. I think this fight's doable. Domrak, an earth dragon. Never knew you well. They said you were smart. Some say you were stupid. My judgment, you're a wild card. And now, this guy is so edgy. Like, here he is staring down like a dragon. Like a named dragon, and he's just like, you're nothing more than a wild card. Get out of here, buddy. What a freaking edgelord. No wonder he doesn't have friends. He's really cutting everyone with that edge, like, ow. Okay, and yeah, they straight up don't move unless you get too close. This music is kind of banging. I really want to know what this battle theme is. It's actually really good. Okay. Let's see. Can Havel just go in here and collaborate with the Seas Calling? Not particularly. But we'll try. We do need to be a little careful. It almost sounds like Pokemon music. Yeah, I think not giving the dragons range 2 is kind of making it a little too easy. If they had range 2 dragon stones, this would actually be like really hard. But since they don't have range 2, it's really easy to just kind of bait them about. I really want to know what this theme is. It's actually such a banger. Wow, look at all of that. That was pretty good. Apparently this game also has a pretty sizable like post-game as well that I might want to look into. Alright, let's get you healed up. Anna's already S rank in stabs, right? Ray is not. That's Ivy's not. Let's let Ivy get some healing in. But yeah, listen. Sometimes people just really love the edgelord protagonist, and there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy a good edgelord now and again. It's fun to watch them be a little over the top. That's kind of the point. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this ROM hack so far as a experience? I think for all of its weird plot faults, I think it's actually not that bad of a ROM hack. I think it's actually kind of interesting. This guy does 54 damage. This guy actually hurts. Can I park Ivy in front of it? I'm pretty sure I could just park Ivy in front of it. So I have an edgelord who's in a Reddit mod. Yeah, that's kind of hard to find nowadays, though. A lot of them are, in fact, edgelords. I'm pretty sure I can just park Ivy here. Is he gonna eat the bait? Yes. It's going for the little mage. That's still a lot of damage. 25. God, 1% crit chance is actually kind of scary. Alright, well, that's fine. Let's kill the flame dragon. Or F dragon, as it's called. Alright, we'll send Lear in. When in doubt, just send Lear in. Oh, Lear actually... Lear's crit is so high, it breaks the preview. He's at 103 crit rate. He hits twice, so 45, 40, so that's what, 48, 48? I don't think that's lethal. It actually dies with like 1 HP, lives with 1 HP, so someone else has to get the kill. F is for fart. I mean, sure. You can fart if you really want. I'm not here to judge your proclivities. You do what you desire. Let's give the kill to... I don't think Lucina get the kill, right? I think Lucina dies. Ooh. Can we go to Darcy? Okay, so if Darcy misses, Darcy dies. Ray dies. Okay, you know what? Use a bow. There we go. Just use the bow. Way easier, less thinking. Okay, now her stats are more normal. What's her weapon called? The Demon's Trade. A sword that disables the weapon triangle. Forces a fair duel. Is this really fair when you have Duelist Blow, Certain Blow, Death Blow, Fortune? Okay, so on attack, she'll have 36 attack speed. Everyone gets doubled, including Lear. That's annoying. Is there a way to give Lear just like a little bit more speed so that she doesn't get, so that Lear doesn't get doubled? Oh wait, that's really funny. Wait, so hold on. Let me think this. Let me think this through real quick. So Duelist Blow, Certain Blow, Death Blow. Oh, it's only +6 attack, not attack speed. So 30 speed. So no one here actually gets doubled. Actually, everyone can tank this, I think. Okay, this fight was not nearly as bad as I thought. I think when I saw the dragons, I started panicking, but I realized this is not nearly as scary as this game makes it out to be. So this has to be like a preview. There has to be more deadly fights after this one. This is kind of like a temporary way to kind of get you freaked out a little bit, right? Yeah, plus obviously having a main character kind of helps. So I think what I'm gonna do is this weapon has range. It's only range 1, and she's immune to range. She's immune to attacks out at range. I think what we'll do is I'm gonna give you this. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his own custom unique sword right now, which is kind of disappointing. If only Lear had his own unique tool. Worst comes to worst, we send Milky in and just call it a day, but I'm trying to avoid using the milk machine to solve my problems. Alright. Here we go. Let's see the animations. I want to see her animation. He survives a hit. Kalia. Come, Lear, you must be enraged by now. I murdered your parents, I slayed the dragons, and your mark will be erased from history. Everyone that made an impact shall be gone, and Attendance will enter a new era of freedom. Do you want to know my legacy, Kalia? I was reborn, I was loved, and you took that away. What justice is answered with your methods? It only creates pain. One Attendance never needed. I will force you to face the consequences. Consequences. Okay, I'm not doing this anymore. Anyways, they're gonna have their own little like pre-combat banter where it's like consequences. Ah, I will do this. You're gonna die today. Whoa, 14 to hit. That's really bad. At least she doesn't double. If she doubled, that would have been really scary. Okay, so basically I have to initiate the attacks or else we're not gonna get any progress done on this fight, which is really annoying. So our healers are going to be working overtime. Also, she's immune to crits, which is incredibly stupid, by the way. Can I just send Milky in? Well, it was worth a shot. She has such an edgy animation. I'm all for it. I love that animation. I love her animation. It's so stupidly edgy. Okay, pull back. Let's see. Can you do any damage? Seize Calling is the only way you hit this thing. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a lot of swinging, don't worry. Okay, Lear, try to hit this thing. Wow, whoa, 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 he did it. Whoa, he did a thing. All right. I could send Yuval in. That's probably fine. I think Yuval survives. Oh, the hell, Yuval, you're a pathetic dragon. Don't misunderstand, my decisions are to protect the remaining dragons, and this army has more at stake. Wait, Yuval's a dragon too? I really should have been reading the plot a little bit more. What do you mean Yuval's a dragon? Alright, well, everyone's just gonna miss, so that's kind of annoying. Thankfully, we have enough healers that this doesn't really matter that much. Also, the fact that he has access to Savage Blow does start to slowly whittle her down bit by bit, which is pretty handy. She's immune to that, so maybe we don't do that. I think we just mend. Yeah, sword bosses on thrones are always going to be a little hard to hit, and that's fine. I understand that this is going to be rough no matter how we approach this, but we're gonna grind it out. This fight's almost done. We did not need this many people, honestly. I should have brought Gabora so that Lear had another support goober. All right, Havel's turn. Havel goes first. Wow, Havel hit. Okay, let's see if Yuval can get a hit. I don't think Yuval's gonna get the kill. I think we're trying to see if Lear can get the kill. No, never mind. Nope. Oh, that animation is so edgy. I love the GBA animations. The modern Fire Emblem 3D animations just don't hold a candle to the old ways. The old ways were better. Oh, okay, we got it. That was not that bad at all. You've bested me. Damn idiots. I was saving humans. Wow, we did it. But that can't be it. There has to be more to the plot. Okay. This is impossible. How do you still stand? I did everything right. I used the dragon's power. I improved my utilities. How did you manage to exceed me? Your judgment was wrong. You don't understand us. I don't understand. Ugh. I realized something when we were fighting. You're a husk that carries part of the dark dragon's power. Your judgment of humans was never concrete because you lack the proper way to understand emotions. Because you're evil and you have the dark dragon power. Let's see. I'm just gonna give you a quick summary as I'm reading this. Most likely sent to be killed. You don't have any free will. She's doing her evil laugh. A lot of red text. She's going slightly insane, so she's probably gonna turn into a dragon right about now, or she's gonna bring this entire castle down. There was a voice that laughed just now. I won't let humans make their choices again. I'll show you all. I think she's about to... Nope. Nope, we didn't win yet. Something's wrong. Sense dread, unfortunate feeling. Ah, okay, so she's got her plot prophesizing abilities going on. So, yeah, Kalia is definitely not dead. Oh, I see what's happening. So I'm pretty sure what's happening is that Kalia is going to revive Zwinderhel, the big, evil, bad, dark dragon boss that we're gonna have to fight. If not an evil dragon, it's probably like an evil demon. So this was basically a interlude chapter where you had to prepare for this. So we gotta get ready. Follow the evil essence. And we'll find where the things are. Also, here's Sir Lear, we're in a heap of trouble. You want it outside the castle. Lord Mao here requests your aid at once. Oh wait, Mao, I forgot about him. Is he a bad guy yet? Mao, what's going on? Thank goodness you're all right. Lear, what happened inside the castle? We defeated Kalia, the ground shook, etc, etc, etc. Her essence, not welcoming. There's dark presence came out of the castle. Okay. But northwest, okay. All these shadow clones, we're fighting them off. You're only one in class. I hope your class goes well. Blah, 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 blah. Plot, plot, plot. We're gonna leave. We're gonna deal with this problem. Himself. There's one place where he must be aiming for. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that was basically an interlude chapter. Welcome to chapter 17. We're gonna take a quick peek at this. We're not gonna do this chapter today. But here's our next actual chapter. It is another big map. Oh my god, this map is huge. Oh, this is not gonna be a fun map. Ooh. This is the chapter where Sonic will be introduced, yes. I did not realize there was like an interlude fight chapter, and this is our boss, and his name is Aaron, and his name is Aaron, and he's, I guess, he's mad that we killed his dad, I guess is his gimmick. No, we finished the 2 maps. We did 2 maps today. One was like a short interlude 20-minute map, and the other one was like a big fat almost 3-hour grind fest. This is the next map, but we're not gonna do this tonight because there's no way I'm willing to do this tonight. I will die if we do this tonight. Okay. I think I am tired and I desire sleep. We're gonna raid into Kahila's friend. Leah is sleepy, right? Who is playing Fire Emblem. One of them anyways. What is this one? Path of Radiance. Okay. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's Fire Emblem adventure. We are getting close to the finish line. I will say I think we need maybe 2 more streams and we'll have completed this entire thing. I think if we do maybe 3 streams realistically, because if there's 20 chapters, no, there's okay, let me take a peek how many we have. So this is onwards. Pithy Truce is next, and then Empty Progress, and then our ending, which is chapter 20, and then there's a post-game hub. So there's literally 2 more full chapters. My guess is 3 streams. I don't think we're gonna do the post-game, so just as an FYI, we're just gonna do the main game and we'll call it there. So say hello to Kahila's friend, who's playing some Fire Emblem shenanigans, and I will do some other things. I probably have to hop on Pal World, maybe hop on some Forza and do some other shenanigans along those lines. But hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna go get some rest and probably try to go to sleep at a regular hour. I know we're ending a little earlier than normal, but I don't think it's really worth trying to start this chapter today. You'd rather try to get it done all in one single sitting. Tomorrow, King of the Castle, so I hope you're excited for some kinging and castling, because there's a lot of people that really enjoyed it when we streamed it last time, so we'll do it then. All right, goodbye, good night. Say hello to Kahila friend.